And hello everyone, my name is Jungle Book One. I am a competitive Challenger North American player, and set 14 is finally here. The first reveals of all the traits and units and everything new in set 14. And in this video, I have a raw VOD for my Twitch channel where I reviewed everything. I talked about every unit and what items I think might be good on them, as well as the traits and just kind of my first impressions. So if you're curious about finding out the first look at sub 14 as I am, I would highly recommend checking out this video. There will be timestamps in the description where I just lay out the talking points if you want to skip around, because it is a longer video. But otherwise, I will leave my Twitch in the description because I will be streaming every day of PBE. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. So we're going to start with the traits, synergies. I think that's the best place to start, and then we'll look at the champions. And then, does Tactics of the Fools have a team planner out yet? I'm just out of curiosity. Set 14. Let me see if there's one out. Oh wait, I think there is one. Holy shit, nice. Okay. I don't want to spoil for myself though. Okay. Anima Squad. So Anima Squad is kind of back out. At each tier, pick a weapon that a random Anima Squad champion fires periodically during combat. Anima Squad champions gain all the stats. Armor, MR, damage amp. Pick a weapon that a random Anima Squad champion fires. Okay. We have all the units. 2 4 costs and a 5 cost. Zaya looks fucking sick. 2 4 costs is cool. Maybe this will be like Rebel, and like probably. There's 1 2 3 4 5 6. So yeah, there's 8. So it's like Rebel where you need two spats for 10. I'm assuming 10 is just broken. These champs look pretty cool. They look like the Swarm units. It's the Seraphine from Swarm. We'll look at the units later. What's up, Dino Spider? Elmo Z, how's it going? Alright, so Anima Squad seems like pretty simple. I mean, obviously, like the weapons, I'm not really sure what they are, but we'll find out. Alright, Boombots 246. Boombots fire a missile every 400 damage dealt at a nearby enemy that deals magic damage. So this is literally Automata, is it not? 10% of damage taken contributes to damage dealt. So this is like literally Automata, no joke. 246, there's 5 units. I mean, it's like slightly different, but like it's basically Automata. Just like for understanding's sake. It's like interesting, okay. Cool, so pretty simple. Cyber Boss, your strongest Cyber Boss upgrades. Oh, there's also Kog'Maw. Your stronger Cyber Boss upgrades to its final form and gains health, ability power, and its ability hits more enemies. 2 3 4 trait. Kobuko is a 5 cost. Ziggs 4 cost. Vagar 2, Poppy 1. So it's actually not like a reroll one, right? You got 4 in, all your Cyber Bosses upgrade. Your strongest Cyber Boss instead gets 33% health and 30 AP. And that's interesting. I'm not really sure what to think about this one, honestly. Cypher. Damage dealt instead of instances, yeah. But like, yeah. Like it's like slightly different in terms of how you proc it and how the damage scales. Because like Automata was also like it scales off the damage you deal, but this is like damage taken. So it's like interesting. 4 cost Shogun, okay. Alright, Cyber Boss. Alright, Intel, Cypher. I'm pretty sure Cypher is like the gamble cash out trait. Gain intel by losing combat. Increase for loss streaks. Gain a small amount for killing enemies. So like that sounds a lot like Heartsteel. You get hearts when you kill enemies. You might trade your intel for loot 1 time on either round 3 3 3 7 4 3 or 4 7. Okay, so like that's interesting. That's like kind of different. After trading intel, Cypher champions gain attack damage and attack power. So that's kind of like Cambaron. Kind of like Cambaron in the sense that like more intel, the more Cambaron cash outs that you like, I don't know, you get stats for it basically. Like, it used to be HP, now it's AP and AD, so I guess that's cool. Looks like it's Zed, Galio, Draven, LeBlanc, and Vi. I mean, we'll just have to see. I mean, this crate's probably gonna be broken and unbalanced soul set. Like, who knows? How much is the golden spatula set? I don't know. I actually don't know. Set 13 golden spatula. Let's see what the prize pool was. Well, oh no, it's the tactician's crown, right? I mean, Dish Soap 1. I don't know. The prize pool is probably like 200,000 or something first, and then like a little bit less after. All right. Anyway, Divinity Corp. Divinity Corp. Am I saying that right? Divinity Corp. Divinity Corp. Divinity Corp. Am I saying that right? You can win streak it. This is literally guild. Oh really? All right. Let me see. Divinity Corp champions grant unique stats to your team, increase for each Divinity Corp in play. Divinity Corp champs gain double. Okay, so this is heavenly. This is literally heavenly. Okay, I mean that like sure. I mean heavenly / guild. I mean both of them are pretty cool traits. Renekton gives attack speed, which is the 5 cost, which is just like an overall OP, like 5 attack speed to your whole team is good, so that makes sense. Vex is crit, which is interesting, but she's an executioner, which I'm sure we'll see what that is later, but that probably has to do with crit, just like past executioner and ambusher. Senna gives AD, Gragas gives HP, he's a bruiser and a tank. Rost gives armor MR. Vanguard. I just dropped something, one sec. Oh hell no. What's that? Alright, I found it, sorry. Ross armor and MR. And then Morgana gives AP. So like, I mean, I like the odds that you see like Ross or like Gragas on like late game boards, like I can just look at their traits like Vanguard, Bruiser. The odds you see these on like late game boards, of course Renekton too, are like pretty high. I don't really know what Dynamo does or Slayer or Executioner yet, but I assume like these two, like on your like fast 9 type of boards, it's kind of like set like you remember the set with Heavenly and Altruist and stuff. It's like how you play like Riven for Altruist, and you can play like this guy for Bruiser for your whole team if it gets HP to whole team. It's like these might be like the like good splash units that you see on fast 9 boards or something. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty self-explanatory trait because we've seen it before. Bro, turn on cam for this? Yeah, I might make it a YouTube video. Also, now that you said that, I just realized my cam is like way too high up. I haven't used the cam in a while. What's up, Ringpot? Ross is Red Cane? Yeah. Alright, guys. Exotech. Gain 3 out of 7 unique Exotech items that can only be equipped by Exotech champions. They gain health and attack speed for each item equipped. So to me, this sounds a lot like Zon. Zon from set 9, where like you get items. It's like you get random ones out of a pool, kind of. Obviously, there's some variation where like you get stats by the item, and also it's also a 3, 5, 7, 10. So like that's pretty interesting. But like, it's also kind of like Ink Shadow, for sure. Except Ink Shadow also did not have this effect where like you get you get attack speed and health for each item. So that's interesting, I guess. But so basically you might like based on your Exotech items, you might choose like some type of build over the other. I'm not sure, obviously. But yeah, these units look cool. I really like the splash arts. Tank Mordekaiser's back. That's pretty cool stuff. What's up, Phil? Do we know when the next set is on live? I think it's on April, and it comes out on PBE in like 3 or 4 days. What's up, Zati? Yeah, it's just like Ink Shadow. Yo. Hello, everybody. But yeah, looks cool. All right, so anyway, let's move on. Obviously, the items, I'm not really sure where I can find them, but I'll probably see them somewhere. Like maybe in items changes. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh god. Let's look at that later. All right. Yes. Anyway, for everyone who just came, we're doing synergies first, and then we're gonna look at the units. God of the Net. So Garen is a 5 cost, and he has an exclusive trait, or like a unique trait. Kind of like how Rumble has Junker King this set, or like, you know, a lot of the 5 costs have like unique traits that do stuff. After 2 player combats, open an armory of trait mods that permanently reprogram a champion to benefit from a trait but not contribute. So, I mean, obviously most of you probably know what this means already, but for those of you that are confused, it's basically like, let's say you have 6 Bruiser on your board, and you want to, and like it'll give you a choice to like pick between, let's say, 3 traits, Bruiser, Exotech, and Vanguard. Let's just say, let's say you pick Bruiser, then you're gonna get an emblem that gives you a Bruiser emblem, and then you can put it on Garen, and he will have 6 Bruiser, but it won't give you 7 Bruiser. Like it won't count towards like the next, like it won't count. It's like a special kind of emblem that doesn't count. Yeah. It doesn't contribute to the trait, if that makes sense. Every time you get a trait mod, the next one requires 1 additional round. Champions can only have 1 trait mod. Okay, so those are the restrictions. So Garen, like if you find him early, basically, you're just gonna get like you get him in 2 player, you get it in 2 player combats, then 3, then 4. So let's say you high roll a Garen on stage 3, and you make it to like stage 7, you could be up like 3 or 4, like 3 or 4 of these unique emblems, which is like kind of OP. But like that's obviously if you find him early. I mean, even if you find him later, you could still survive like 2 or 5 rounds and catch out a couple, which give like this should give a lot of value. Especially if you're playing a vertical and you can just put like I mean, Garen seems like a flexible unit in himself. You can just put, let's say, like Exotech with an Exotech item, or like Divinity Core, or like I don't know what, you know, whatever. So I mean, this seems pretty cool. I feel like it's gonna be a little broken, but like, who knows? I mean, they always have an easy way to nerf it. They can nerf Garen himself, or they can nerf like this, like 3 player combats and so on. So must have felt way too long. I was excited for something you do. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like a lot of people are looking forward to it. The set looks good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I always think the new sets look cool. I don't want those choices. I want Golden Ox. All right, speaking of Golden Ox, let's see what it does. Golden Ox gain damage amp and have a chance to drop gold on kill. You spend gold on rerolls or XP in a single turn, permanently increase their damage amp and the gold required for the next bonus. Rerolls count double towards gold spent. Okay. So basically, I saw this thing. I saw how this thing worked kind of in the TFT dev drop. I just dev drop TFT stuff. Let me see if I can find it because they showed it in a good way.
But here's the catch: you'll only get burns and everything if you spend a top spots with automatically.
Where is Oxforce? This Anima Squad.
New weapon and your body's like Ben. Next up.
So basically this is Oxforce, right? So this thing will show up here. So what this means is once you spend 8 gold in 1 turn, so let's say you just level up twice, right? You just pump twice. It'll proc the first one, and that will give you your units permanently increased damage amp. That will give your Oxforce units permanently increased damage amp for the rest of the game. And so once you spend 8 though, you have to, I think you have to spend more to proc it again. So look, this person pumped twice, they make it to 8, and now you have to spend 12. And so the part where it says rerolls count as double, it's literally just like when you press reroll, it probably counts as 4 gold towards this instead of 2. So that's interesting. So like, if you get Oxforce in early, basically, like it could be really broken. Like if the trait's good, I mean, it has a 4 cost tank and carry. I'm noticing a lot of these traits have 2 4 costs, like Sejuani Zeri, Zaya Leona. I feel like this is like kind of rare, but maybe I'm just misremembering. but it has a Filios Annie, so like if you get like Jarvan early, and then you can play like you find these two units, and then you just stack up the damage up all of stage 2 and 3, and then you send it on 4-4-2, 4-1, whatever, for a Filios Annie. And then you just have like a ton of damage amp, right? Because if you get it earlier, it's easier to get multiple cash outs and just get a lot of damage amp, I think. So yeah. And then at 6, it's literally just more damage amp, more loot, and then you have a chance that the loot is a component. So yeah, pretty cool trade actually. I think this one is gonna be really strong if you get it early, for sure. The golden ox units are the same as ox. Oh wait, yeah, you're right actually. Yeah, Alistar, Annie, Aphelios, and Viego. Yeah, I actually didn't notice that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Nitro. Every round, Nitro champions grant Chrome to R080T based on their star level. Each Chrome grants 14 health and 1 ability power. At 200 Chrome, it upgrades to T43X. So basically this is like a summon trait. So from what I've seen, the R080T is just like, it just summons a unit on your board that you can position around, and it'll fight for you. And so as you upgrade these units, the unit gets stronger, right? The summon gets stronger. So basically, like this is most likely gonna be a reroll. I mean, you see it's 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost. Especially because like the amount of Chrome you get is based on the unit star level, right? And also each Chrome makes the summon stronger. So pretty standard summon trait. I mean, obviously I don't know exactly what the RR08 does yet, but we'll see on the PBE. And then, like I said, since it really scales with level of your units, it's most likely going to be a reroll. Looks like Shyvana and Nilia are the melees, and then Kindred and Elise are the backliners. So that's very interesting. They got Overlord in this game too. Aldrich was better. I mean, we'll see. I don't really know what to expect from this one yet. So, all right, Renekton, the Overlord. The Overlord takes a bite out of the unit in the hex behind him, dealing 40% of their max health as true damage. Gets 40% of their health and 33% of their attack damage. And Renekton has some other traits, Divinity Core and Bastion. This is literally like, yeah, this is literally like Hunger for Power. You guys know Hunger for Power, the anomaly set? It's literally just that. So like, yeah. When does this come out? The PBE is out, I think, on the 19th, so in like 3 or 4 days. And then the live is on April 2nd, so like 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks. Nico is back. What's up, MJ? Yeah, Nico's back. It looks like that's exciting. All right, Viego. Last time I saw Viego like this, it was the Oxforce one. I really liked him. So like, let's see what he does. Let's see what the trade is. At least gain a hologram copy of the highest cost enemy Viego helped kill last round. It has 600, 900, 3000 health. So this is just based on star level. Deals 30%, 40%, 200% damage. Based on star level. Oh, I think it's based on star level of Viego. So when you 2-star him, it becomes, yeah. And has so if you have 1-star Viego, it's just 600 HP, 30% damage dealt. It has 1 recommended item. Bonus, I mean, that's interesting. Like, honestly, I mean, it sounds strong, but it's really hard to say. Like, I mean, I'm curious to see what his like ability reads as well. So we'll find that out later. Street Demon. Okay, this trait looks so cool to me. Allies in Painted Hex gain health, ability power, and attack damage. Some hexes are signature hexes. Grant 50% more. Street Demons double all bonuses. So basically, if you guys remember KDA from a couple sets ago, this is very similar. In the sense that like it illuminates hexes on your board. Like KDA or Umbral are 2 that come to mind. I mean, Experiment from the past set is kind of an example, but from what I saw in the dev drop, like it illuminates a lot of hexes, so I would definitely compare it to KDA in that sense. And if you put your units in it, they gain this base, and then if they are street demon units themselves, so let's say you put Samira in it, they gain double. And then the other kicker, which is pretty new, is some hexes are signature and they grant 50% more. It's like obviously you're gonna prioritize putting like your main carry. Oh, Nico's a tank. Okay, I thought. Oh, strategist is back as well. Holy shit. So yeah, obviously you're gonna be putting like your premier units in the signature hexes, like so that they get more stats. Pretty self-explanatory. And there's 8 of these units, so you need 2 spats to get 10, and you need level 10, of course. And it says and paint the town, so like I don't really know what that is, but I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty broken, kind of like 10 rebel. So yeah. But Nico's a 4 cost. This really reminds me of Rebel, like already, like just like how the units are based, like early game units, and then 4 cost AP, 4 cost tank, and then 5 cost AD. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how it's balanced. But this might be like a find Samira or you're fucked. I don't know. Hard to say. So, but that being said, it does look like there's interesting options like for rerolls maybe. Cool trait. I like this one. Yeah, I saw Dish Soap 1. Congrats to Dish Soap. That guy's to go. Oh, thanks for the 10 months, man. I appreciate it. All right. Still got a lot to cover. Dude, this is so exciting, man. Like, I'm a complete nerd, but like, this is hella exciting. Get a Kingpin hat, Syndicate. Get a Kingpin hat that uniquely upgrades a Syndicate champion's ability. Syndicate champions gain health and damage amp. So basically, for activating, you get a Kingpin, and you're going to put it on one of your Kingpin units, and it will buff their ability. Pretty simple. And then obviously they get this nice little bonus as well from the trait. So obviously, like, let's say you're carrying MF, you would put it on her. Maybe you're like playing MF with Braum 2 or something on 8, and then you want to like tank Braum. You put a Kingpin on him, maybe. I'm not sure if the Kingpin like takes up an item slot or not. I'm really not sure, but I mean, obviously if it does, I'm sure it'll be like very strong to compensate for it, but yeah, just something worth noting. I'm not sure about that yet. It could just be something like Arcana, where you just like have something on your bench and you just drag it from the bench onto like MF, let's say, and it just activates for free, and you can like 3-item her. So yeah, I mean, pretty simple trade. I mean, obviously the ability upgrades will be like the main thing to look at once we know what those are. We might be able to see those in champions later. I trolled again, sorry. But yeah. Okay. Next, the last of the origins is Virus, which is Zach's 5-cost unique trait. The virus infects your shop with a 10% chance to spawn a bloblet. When purchased, it merges and increases the strongest Zach's max health by 3%, ability power by 5. Okay, so Zach is like a really high cap, like a really high cap unit. This reminds me of Heimerdinger, because like the main thing that it's kind of a red flag actually. Like 10% of your shop is spawning a bloblet, and like when you used to go fast 9 on Heimerdinger, the Piltover set, was that set 9? When you used to go fast 9 with Heimerdinger, sometimes you wouldn't put him in, right? Because like the thing is like the Heimerdinger upgrades would take the shop slot a lot of the time, and like sometimes you really need to find like other like units, like 5 cost, 4 cost, like whatever units you need on your fast 9 roll down or level 9 roll down. So like you have to be careful about just putting them in, because like I feel like a lot of time it might not be worth it to like see that many bloblets in your shop if it's like taking away 5 costs, you know, or like other 5 costs or 4 costs. So like he might be something you put in at the end of your roll down, depending on like how healthy you are or how much gold you have. But I mean, if you find him early as well, you just like let's say you find him on your 4-1, 4-2, and you just play him for all of stage 4, then like you can probably make like a Giga Zac. And he's just like a big tank, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, you just bench him exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's like I remember I'm just comparing it to the past where like Heimerdinger, you would often bench him or not play him on your board until after your full roll down because like you need that gold to upgrade your board. I'm not sure how much the bloblets cost, but just like 10% chance is like actually a lot. Taking away from your, I don't know how it's gonna take away from your shot, but percent is a lot of odds to like find like other units. If you click the blob, it gives you the shot back. Oh wait, really? Blob costs 0 and there's a champ behind each blob. Oh okay. Oh okay, then never mind. Forget everything I said. Wait, how did you guys know this? I mean, sorry, I did not know that. I checked and the syndicate item doesn't take out item slot. It's just an item that you use to stay in your inventory. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, thanks for letting me know about that, guys. All right, anyway, forget what I just said. You just play Zac then. You just play Zac. All right, classes. All right, Amp. Amp champions upgrade their abilities in unique ways with Amp. They also gain health. So from what I saw, it's like basically once you activate 2 Amp, you can like you unlock like an upgrade and you get a choice between like one or the other, and you can use that upgrade to like augment one of your units. I'm not sure exactly how this trait is gonna work. We're probably gonna have to see it to really know. But basically once you activate the trait, you can like augment certain units, and you're given a choice between like, let's say like a tank one or like a damage one, to my understanding, or like maybe you got a choice between like 2 damage ones and like you have to pick which one's better for like Samira or Yumi or Nefiri or whatever. All right, Bastion. Your team gains 10 armor and magic resist. Bastions gain more for the first 10 seconds in combat. Bastions increase their bonus by 100%. So this is literally like just a reprint of like a Bastion in the past. Very self-explanatory. I mean, literally, I think everything is like exactly the same. Maybe the numbers are slightly different, but yeah, pretty simple. So Bastions will gain, or your whole team will gain 10 armor and MR, which means like playing this trait as a splash like late in the game will be really good. Just in general, kind of like altruist or like playing like 2 sentinel this set can often be like just like an easy way to cap your board. So like obviously Renekton being Divinity Core and Bastion, like he's probably gonna be on a lot of boards if I had to guess. Like even if the unit is not that good, like that's already a lot of value. And then maybe you play like something else with them. I don't know. So yeah, at 6 Bastion, 90 armor and MR, Bastions gain an additional 40 armor and MR. Oh, non-Bastions gain it. Okay, so 6 Bastion actually benefits your team a lot as well, but that means you have to be playing a lot of Bastions, obviously. And there are 7 Bastions, so playing 6 Bastion will be pretty easy. Might be something where like you really want a +1 to play it, but I'm not sure. All right, Bruiser, very simple as well. Your team gains 100 health, Bruisers gain more. Pretty self-explanatory. We've seen Bruiser a lot. It goes up to 6. Dynamo, every 3 seconds your team gains mana. Dynamos gain 100% more. Okay, this is like another trait where like I feel like this is like very likely to be played in a lot of the late game boards. I mean, whenever there have been traits in the past that just buff your whole team, like I feel like it's just always in the Fast 9. It always finds its way in the Fast 9, but maybe I'm wrong, but I'd say I would put my money on it just based on the past. I mean Morgana being Divinity Core and Dynamo, like I could definitely see her being a 1 cost that people just like play on a lot of boards. because both of her traits are just so like so team, like it gives so much value to the team. It's also like a 2-3-4, which is really easy to proc. Yeah, non-selfish traits, exactly. Yeah, it's the first time there's been a 5-cost Renekton that I can remember. Yeah, yeah. Executioner. Executioner abilities critically strike. They can also gain bonus if the target's health is below 30%. All right, so this is like again another one we've seen. 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5, you gain durability. So this sounds a lot like ambushers off the bat. There are 2 3-costs in this line. So probably will be reroll based. I'm not sure if Vex is a tank or a damage dealer. I would assume a damage dealer now that since she's an executioner. But this is a pretty interesting one. I'm not sure what to make of this yet. Urgot is something I don't really know what he does. But yeah. All right, marksman. This is like your standard like sniper, sure shot, like that type of thing. I would assume. Artillerist. Gain attack damage every 8 seconds of combat. They increase their bonus by 100%. Yeah, this is literally like sure shot. You guys remember set 8? Sure shot Samira. I think it's very similar to that. Like you literally just gain AD. So like these units will be IE Lost Whisper for sure. And then like based on if they need a task speed or not, it'll be like Ginsu or like Shojin or like Deathblade, double IE, Giant Slayer, like that type of thing. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory trait. Rapid fire, your team gains 10% attack speed. Rapid fire champions gain more on each attack, stacking up to 10 times. So this is something we've all seen. Rapid fire, Caitlyn and Lucian from set 10. Also gives your whole team 10% AS, which is kind of nice. I mean, I'd imagine there's a reroll in there. If like it'll just be based around if these units are balanced or not, if they're weak or strong, and then there might be a level 8 version as well. Pretty simple. Slayer. Slayers gain attack damage and Omnivamp. Overhealing heals the lowest percent health Slayer for 50% of the excess amount. Okay, interesting. 15%. It's just AD and Omnivamp. Pretty simple as well. Don't really have too much else to say there. Looks like there is a tank in there, Jarvan, and then just carries. Strategist is back. Allies in the back 2 rows gain damage amp. Allies in the front 2 rows gain durability. Strategists get triple. I mean, this trait seems pretty cool. I mean, we've seen a similar trait before. It used to give like AP in the back and like shield in the front, but like damage amp and durability is just more up to date. Stratus gaining triple is like, actually, it sounds like a lot, but yeah. Also, this is 111% DR. Obviously that's wrong. It's probably just 11. But yeah, this will be another type of splash trait that you might see on late game boards. I mean, again, I'm not sure how it's all gonna fit in yet. Obviously, I mean, we can maybe brainstorm some stuff later, but yeah, very cool trait. Techie. Techies gain ability power. Enemies hit by their abilities deal 10% less damage for 3 seconds. There are a lot of techies. 2, 4, 6, 8. This kind of seems like sorcerer to me. This kind of seems like literally just sorcerer. Like, not literally sorcerer, but very similar, right? In the sense that the units just get AP, they get a little extra effect, and then at 8 sorcerer, enemies hit deal 18% less damage. There are 8 of them. Obviously, it's gonna be gated behind finding Viego. Like if you don't have a +1. Mordekaiser is the 3-cost tank. Fiddlesticks also a 3-cost tank from what it seems like, which is pretty cool. So it does have 2 frontliners, which like usually these types of traits lack. I mean, whether or not this is gonna be OP is just based on the numbers of the units, obviously. But I think the best comparison, the closest comparison, is sorcerer from what we know. And finally, a Vanguard. Vanguards gain 10% damage while shielded. Commissar and 50% health. Gain a max health shield for 10 seconds. So this is an exact reprint of set 12. I think Magic and Mayhem. We had like Vanguard, Mordekaiser, Rumble, Tom Kench, very similar to that. So items that like items or augments that play around shields will be good. Like power shields from this set would be very good. Protector's Vow, Block It, stuff like that. Will be quite good. It goes 246, and then at 6 it's 40% max health, 20% DR while shielded. So yeah, pretty simple trade, just frontline. All right, not bad. Let's get to the champions now. 2 marksman 4 costs. Wait, were they actually? I actually didn't notice. Yeah, there are 2. That's interesting. Like I was saying earlier, I noticed for a lot of these traits there's 2 4 costs. Like I feel like that's not you. Like there's 2 here. 2. I feel like that's not the case a lot of the time, or am I tripping? Last set it was like Rebel Experiment. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like overanalyzing. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's start with the 1 cost then. Let's see what all their abilities do. Try to keep in mind their traits as well now that we know the traits, and see how that might interact with the ability. All right, first one, Alistar, Golden Ox Bruiser. Alistar's passive. Alistar reduces all incoming damage and is active. Deal magic damage to the current target and stun them for 2 seconds. Very self-explanatory. This type of passive is like a Mumu this set. So I'm assuming like Alistar is like a unit that's like quite strong like early. Like just like assuming he's like balanced. Because like flat damage reduction in early game is usually like very strong. Oh yeah, Corky Echo, right? For Marksman, it's weird since they're both ADCs. Yeah. It's not the case for carries, mostly tank plus damage, but not really carry plus carry. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Marksman is like, that's interesting. I'm curious to see how that works. Yeah, Alistar standard early game tank. Not much else to say there. I mean, he is a bruiser, so like building HP on him is good. Redemption's good. Also, like building resistances, since he has a lot of HP already, is never bad. So pretty standard. Dr. Mundo is also a bruiser. He's also a street demon and a slayer, which is interesting. Passive, Dr. Mundo gains 0.3% more mass health from all sources. Dr. Mundo flexes, healing himself. Excuse me. Then deals physical damage to the current target. So him being a slayer, like maybe there'll be some type of like Mundo carry. Like maybe there'll be like a hero augment, I don't know. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory as well. On this type of thing, building, I mean, he gets so much value from HP with Bruiser and his passive that like you probably want to just like stack a lot of HP on him. Warmogs, Declaw Redemption, Warmogs Sunfire, like all these items that give percent health are just insane. Yeah. Pretty simple. Jax is Exotech Bastion. Ion Barrier. Jax gains a shield for 4 seconds and deals magic damage to adjacent enemies. Very simple. Very simple. He is a Bastion. I'm sure he can use pretty much any items because his ability gives a flat shield. So yeah, I mean, pretty standard. Kindred, rev up. Kindred fires wolf at the current target, dealing physical damage. Overkill damage bounces to the nearest enemy. Okay, I mean, pretty interesting. She has rapid fire marksman, so she has both of those traits. And nitro. Wait, what does nitro do again? I don't. Oh yeah. Well, like we were talking about nitro being a reroll comp, so like you're probably gonna be playing around Kindred. Not really sure which items will be good on her. I mean, with marksman, I feel like in the past, like you just like IE is a must, and then after that, it seems like flexible. I could definitely see like Shojin IE being the build on the Sippy unit though. Like I'm not sure about Ginsu. Because in the past, like rapid fire units, they usually didn't like Ginsu that much. Actually, Lucian did, but like that was a unique case. All right, yeah, standard one cost ADC. Probably a good item holder early game. So, as well if you're not rerolling. Kog'Maw is also a rapid fire. Fire at will for the next 5 seconds. Kog'Maw gains 0.5% attack speed and deals bonus physical damage. Very simple. Very simple. Not much to say, honestly. I could definitely see Ginsu being good on this type of movability. Yeah, Ginsu Deathblade sounds right. You have rapid fire as well. All right, Morgana. So Morgana is one of the units I said earlier that you like be on the lookout for her, because like I'm pretty sure she will be played a lot, like even in late game. Morgana hacks the target on the nearest non-hacked enemy, dealing magic damage over 10 seconds. So pretty similar damage over time. This time she this set she doesn't only damage one unit, she damages 2 at a time. So I guess that's something. Very similar to last time Morgana, except her traits seem like insane. Nidalee. Nidalee deals magic damage to the current target and damage to the nearest enemies. Nidalee deals magic damage to the current target and damage to the nearest enemies. So it might be like a cleave that does like left and right, kind of. She heals herself per enemy hit. It's like based on what this is, like you might want to put her like in the middle of enemy front lines. Kind of like Mage Soraka from 2 sets ago. From set 12, where people would put her in the middle of the board because her ability would hit to the left and right as well. Like it seems like you get a lot of value from hitting multiple targets. So yeah. It said she's a tank. I'm sure like there might be a way to play her as a carry, but like maybe she's just a tank as well. Like she does heal a lot. So it might just be an early game item holder for like bruiser or tank items. Also she is in Nitro, so like that's part of the reroll, like the trait that we think is like a main reroll trait. And she has amp as well, which could give her like some buffs in that way. Poppy throws a buckler at the farthest enemy within 4 hexes, dealing magic damage based on her armor and MR to them and to enemies within a hex. And then if you have Cyber Boss active and she's your strongest, then she will get a shield with that as well. So like she's actually her spell without Cyber Boss, which you're not gonna like oh no, you might have 2 Cyber Boss, but without Cyber Boss she is purely damage, but it scales off her armor and MR. So like if you're playing like Poppy 3, you're probably gonna try to play like Bramble, Declaw or whatever, and then maybe like a max HP item. I don't know. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe this buckler is gonna like one-shot people. I don't know. So we'll just have to see. But she is a Bastion, obviously, which synergizes with her ability, of course. Alright, so Seraphine is an Anima Squad techie. Like we said, techie is like a sorcerer similar equivalent. So like maybe there will be like some type of sorcerer reroll. Vayne is a Anima Squad, sorry. Seraphine fires a sound wave through the current target that deals magic damage reduced by 0.4% for each enemy hit. Okay, so this is literally Mage Seraphine from 2 sets ago, except she doesn't have Mage, instead she has like different traits. But like the ability is just like it just shoots across the board, I assume. It's based on current target. So like there might be ways to position Seraphine where like you like snipe the enemy's backline. But yeah, pretty similar to that Seraphine from a couple sets ago. That was like a fairy mage, I think, if you want a comparison. All right, Shaco, Felony Fantastique. Fantastique. Am I saying that right? Is a Slayer and a Syndicate. Active, deal physical damage to the current target Kingpin bonus. So this is when you put the Syndicate hat on Shaco. Teleport behind the lowest health enemy within 4 hexes and deal 0.5 AD bonus physical damage. Okay, so this is like something we haven't seen in a while, but like it's like an assassin type trait, right? Like, I mean, obviously you would expect that from Shaco, but like, I mean, it's kind of like rogues maybe. It's kind of like, I mean, just assassins in general. I'm trying to remember when the last time I saw assassins, but kind of like Darkflight Rengar in the sense that it will target the weak units intentionally. Oh, it's like Smeech. It's like Smeech as well. Yeah. Sounds like stacking Smeech exactly. And the upgraded Kingpin bonus, which I assume is when you have 7 Syndicate. Exclusively when you have 7. Yeah, I think it's only when you have 7. 0.75 AD bonus physical damage if this kill is immediately cast again with 0.9%. And as people are saying, it like he can gain infinite AD. So like it might be like obviously like a reroll Shaco, and then you just snowball him early. It's kind of like true damage Yasuo. I mean, was there an example of this set? I don't remember. Like an infinitely stacker. There was like Bruiser Cho'Gath, the boy Cho'Gath that stacked, but this one's with 80. It doesn't say there's, but Shaco gains permanent AD on kill. Yeah. I remember hearing about that in the dev drop. So, oh yeah, Tristana. Yeah, good point. Do Rengar players just love anti-burst W and champs that can't get CC'd? Rengar and Mundo are both street demons of both my mains and league. Yeah, you paid off more, dog, then. Alright, Sylas Anima Squad Vanguard. Chains of the Pack. Sylas gains max health and deals damage to the current target. If they die, gain an additional health. So it's not like infinitely stacking health, right? It's just based on combat. Okay, anyway, this type of champ, if you are like itemizing him or rerolling him, maybe like things like Warmog's Redemption, Declaw tend to be good. I feel like probably like, I mean, just your tank, standard tank items are fine. I mean, if there's any type of reroll, it'll be that type of stuff. Maybe Crown Guard will be good. But otherwise, he's just your standard like tank item holder. And maybe you put it on Leona Leader or something. Alright, Vi. Cypher Vanguard. Blockchain. Vi gains a shield that rapidly decays over 4 seconds. Vi's next attack deals 5 AD physical damage. Okay, I mean, very simple trade. She's a Vanguard as well. So like obviously she's like synergy with shielding. Cypher as well, which is like the lost streak trait, or like you could win streak with it as well. It's just the gamble, not gamble, but just like catch out trait. That's the best way to put it. All right, we have Zyra, Techie Street Demon. So again, Techie being the sorcerer type. So she is also a 1 cost and paired with Seraphine. So maybe there'll be some type of Zyra Seraphine. Zyra sends a large vine towards the current target, stunning them for 1 second and dealing magic damage. Send a smaller vine at the nearest target that deals extra damage. So isn't this exactly the same as last set Zyra? It's like exactly. And then she has two traits that give her AP, so like JG especially good on her. That's literally the same Zyra, yeah. Alright, I mean, cool. I mean, 1 costs are 1 cost. Alright. We got our 2 costs now. Alright, is everyone okay with the pacing? Like, I know it's taking a while, but like, I mean, I don't mind. But like, is it engaging enough? Hello, any feedback? Yes? Keep yapping? Okay, sounds good. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna fill my water. Like 30 seconds, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright. We have our 2 costs. Darius is a Syndicate Bruiser. He has a Kingpin bonus, which again, Kingpin is the trait, and it'll basically, you can put it on the unit of your choosing, and it will buff that unit to like have an extra effect. So like we saw Shaco's effect already. Notably, there's Darius and TF, so maybe there's like some type of reroll there. Okay. Kneecapper, Darius heals himself and deals 2% AD and 20% Sunder, which is like, it says 0.2%, but obviously this it means 20%. 0.2% is like nothing. So that's very interesting. Sunder is like very valuable. He has a bruiser as well. This seems like really similar to like past at Darius in the sense that like he heals and does damage. Like, so like he'll be good with tank items, probably good with like bruiser items as well as an item holder. Like maybe you could build like Titan's BT on him like as a tank as well. I don't really know yet. But Kingpin increases his ability range. That's what the bonus does. So he'll be able to hit more frontline units. He won't be able to hit the backline with just 3 hex, with just a 3 hex radius, but unless he walks up a hex somehow, then he'll be able to hit the backline, which is interesting. So who knows? And then upgraded Kingpin, which is again once you have 7 Kingpin, it will increase the ability range to 4 hexes, reduced by 0.1%, reduced by 10% per hex away, and heal more health based on enemy hits. So that's when it'll hit. That's when it'll hit backline. And also notably, his healing is scaled off AP, but his damage is off AD, kind of like this at Darius. So yeah, I mean, Titans will be good on him most likely. If I had to guess, like, if there is like a 2-cost reroll and Darius is good, like Titans should be like, it sounds like it would be strong on him, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, kind of interesting. I mean, he will be able to hit backline. So with like in theory with upgraded Kingpin, so maybe we'll be getting one shot by some Darius ults. Who knows? He has 80 mana, pretty standard. Spell seems strong though. Sunder is like a big thing. Like Sunder on abilities has always been like pretty valuable. All right, Echo, his ability is Paint Over. He's a Street Demon strategist. Echo heals himself and deals magic damage to the current target. So this is kind of like Rogue Echo. I don't know if you guys remember Rogue Echo, but he would literally just like heal and do damage. I mean, this heal is just flat. The damage is flat. Very, very simple ability. I'm sure things like yeah, like he's a melee type carry. Like it's probably similar to like Akali, from past set. He does get a lot of like base AP from Street Demon. Strategist will give him damage up as well. So maybe if Echo's strong, there'll be a reroll. All right, Graves has Buckshot of Midas. That's such a cool ability name. He's an Executioner as well, so like Hodge will be like. By the way, for Executioner, like we said earlier, very similar to Ambusher. So if it's anything like last set, Hodge will just be like this on like all of these units, you know, or like really good. Anyway, attacks fire 5 projectiles in a cone that deal physical damage each. Graves casts every 2 attacks. So it's like Zeri in the sense that he doesn't have mana, but like it's based on how often he autos. His attack speed is pretty low though. An active dash next to the target and quickly fire 2 empowered shells that deal physical damage per projectile. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory. I think this Graves is like similar to like the Cannoneer Graves from set 7.5. That was the first set I played. Just in the sense that like his ability is like you dash and you auto twice, and then he like does some burst. But like, again, it's kind of unique in the sense that like he's not really like a mana champion. It's based on autos, and he has Osfor's Executioner. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I'd imagine he has 2 range. It says. I think that's what it means, 2 range. So like you probably do want a little bit of healing on him. Like he's gonna take some damage. This might be a champ where like Oh wait, no, I was gonna say range extenders might be good on him, but like he dashes in, so I don't know. Alawi, Bionic Battle Bear. I'm here to learn people notes. Oh, I'm just reading everything. But yeah, what's up? What's up, everyone? Is this just like this at Darius? I mean, I think that Darius was like similar, but like it had some key differences for sure. Darius is very strong, like Camille on launch strong. Oh really? Isn't that kind of a bad thing? Like shouldn't they balance that quickly?
Oh, are you streaming?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going over all the units and stuff.
did you just start streaming?
Like an hour ago.
Okay, good. That means you can't end.
Yeah.
I'm starting up the computer, don't give up.
We still have a lot of stuff to cover, so tune in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got it. Aye, sir.
All right.
Also, I'm fucking tired. Can you make dinner tonight later when you're done?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate that.
All right. Bionic Battle Bear. Sorry for the interruption, everyone. Alawi heals herself and deals magic damage to the current target and extra damage to enemies within 1 hex. Reduce their magic resist by 15 for the rest of combat. I would compare this to like Rel, this set, in the sense that like her ability just like gives her some type of tankiness to like Rel shields. I doubt the damage will be like super relevant if I had to guess. But then she obviously like reduces MR for the rest of the combat. So it's like similar to Rel. I had 2 cost Bastion, Rel is a 2 cost Sentinel. I'd imagine it's quite similar. Yeah, I mean not really much else to say there. She has a Bastion Anima squad. Maybe like her damage will be insane. You could build like Crown Guard on her and Spark and stuff. Just not really sure. So yeah, but just a simple tank pretty much. All right, Jin. Jin is a 2-cost Exotech, Marksman, and Dynamo. He fires a bouncing grenade that hits 4 enemies, dealing AD physical damage and sundering them. Again, another sunder. So I like already I could definitely see Jin being good like on late game, because like he's Exotech. He could pair with Zeri. Like if you're like let's say you're playing Zeri reroll, or not Zeri reroll, but like Fast 8 Zeri. And like you need to play another like you need to play like 3 Exotech. You could play like, I could already see Jin being like really good because he has Dynamo as well. Like Dynamo was one of the traits that we were talking about, where it's like it like seems like a really good splash on most boards, or on a lot of boards. Like again, just team-wide buffs being valuable late game. So maybe Jin will be like the primary Exotech that like, or like one of the other Exotechs you play with like Zeri Sejuani. Obviously hard to say, but yeah, super early first impression. The 4th bounce returns the initial target and deals extra damage. So yeah, he has a lot of mana. He has a lot of 4s in his stats. So yeah, classic Jin. In terms of what items are good on him specifically, if you play him as a carry, he is a Marksman, which is the main thing to look at. Which just gives flat AD, so obviously that makes IE incredible. I'd imagine with his high mana cost, Shojin being good, like because he's very based around his ability damage more than anything. Yeah, pretty cool unit. All right, LeBlanc. Data spike, Cypher strategist. So Cypher again being the cash out trait. LeBlanc sends sigils alternating between the current target and the next nearest enemy, dealing magic damage. Every cast send 1 more sigil. So she's kind of like a ramper in the combat, kind of like a Heimerdinger in the set, where he gets like, you know, he gets more rockets every cast. Except she's a 2-cost, 50 mana. I would assume blue buff is good on her. It might be something where like blue buff Shojin is good, kind of like on Cassiopeia this set, but I'm not sure. Like it's like a super early impression. But yeah, blue buff Nashor seems very good, and then just whatever. I probably like Death Cap would be good. JG if you have a lot of like intel stacks maybe. Yeah, and then strategist just gives damage amps, so like that means like things like Guardbreaker or like Giant Slayer are like innately slightly lower value. not necessarily bad, but like, yeah. Alright, Nefiri, Exotech, and Amp. I just said Exotech for my Pokemon Unite viewers. Anyway. Passive gain Omnivamp, which scales with AP. Interesting, so 15% Omnivamp for free. Deal 2.65 ED physical damage to the current target, then summon pack mates that deal physical damage, and alphas that also deal physical damage to the current target. Okay, so her ability, she hits them, then she summons a bunch of like dogs that just like hit more people for her pretty much. So yeah. I mean, she's a one range, so like you just want like she's a carry, clearly like her ability is just damage, so like you just want damage items. like bruiser carry items, Hodge, Edge of Night, ET, Titans, IE, QSS, that type of stuff might be good on her. And her traits give damage amp and Exotech. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this is based around like the items that these traits give, so like, let's see. But yeah. I still don't get how amp works, like it doesn't say what the upgrades do. But yeah. Cool. Rost. So Rost is one of Kane's forms. For those of you that don't play League, it's like one of Kane's, like Kane can transform during the game into Rost or the other one. He's like the tanky one, so it looks like he's a tank. Rost knocks the target into the air for 1 point. It's almost a 2-second stun over the duration. Heal and deal AD to the target. Rost was like one of the characters that I was saying like I mean 6 armor MR. He has, for those of you that came in late, the Vinicore is basically like heavenly. And like so there might be potential to like splash him in like later on in the game with like another Vanguard maybe. But otherwise he will be your solid like early game like tank holder. I'd imagine he can hold AD bruiser items as well. So I'm not sure if there will be like a reroll necessarily. Maybe there will be something with Skarner, but it seems weird. Like I don't think you're gonna be rerolling him much, but I could be wrong. Yeah, cool unit. Shyvana. Shyvana gains max health and 0.1% damage amp. And that's it. She gains max health and 0.1% damage amp. That's literally it. So Shyvana is a part of the reroll trait. So she does look like she'll just be your tank. I mean, since she just gains max health, I assume like Decal Redemption, Mormogs, that type of stuff will be good. She has Bastion as well. And she has Techie, which gives her AP. I'm not sure how her ability will scale with AP. I assume it's just more health and damage amp, but yeah, pretty like her being a tank and Techie like is also interesting because I noticed like Techie, like usually when there's a trait like Sorcerer, there's not that many frontliners, but like this set, there's Shyvana, Mordekaiser, and Fiddlesticks, which I assume these guys are tanks as well. I'm not sure, but there's actually a lot of frontline, which is pretty like unique for like this type of trait. I feel like, because I feel like the sorcerer traits always struggle with like frontline, you know, like they always lack the frontline. Oh, there's a different ability on Tactics.tools. Oh, really? Oh, should I be looking at that? Okay, I mean, I'll wait for that to load. Alright, Skarner, Boombots, Vanguard. Gain shield for 3 seconds and dredge up a missile. When the shield ends, hurl the missile at the group of the most enemies within range, dealing magic damage to the centermost enemy, and 0.5% of the damage to enemies adjacent to them. So he'll shield himself, and then he'll toss a rock at the enemy clump, and he will do a little bit of damage. I would assume that he's primarily a tank, and him being a Vanguard, he scales with anything that gives shielding. I will say though that Boombots is a trait that scales with damage taken. The damage that deals scales with damage taken. This is the trait that we said is like similar to Automata in many ways, but it being damage taken, I mean, maybe Skarner can do a ton of damage. I don't know, like just based on his traits and his like from his ability. Taizu's Tools has more details. Okay, honestly, I'm kind of down to switch to it. I don't know why it's not loading right now, but all right. Twisted Fate, Ace High. He's a Syndicate Rapid Fire, so Rapid Fire attack speed trait. Passive, gain 3 ability power each attack, so that'll scale with Rapid Fire, obviously. Active, Twisted Fate throws a card at the current target and next nearest, dealing magic damage, so very, very simple ability. With the Kingpin bonus, though, he throws a random special card at the current target that deals extra damage, so his Kingpin bonus is just straight up more damage. And then the upgraded Kingpin bonus, when you have 7 Kingpin bone. Oh wait, actually he has this effect. I just saw that at the bottom. But upgraded Kingpin effect is he throws 3 special cards at 3 nearby, and these are the special cards. Red card hits enemies in a 1 hex area, so it's like a AOE. Blue card deals 0.5% of its damage as true damage, so it's like a tank killer type ability, like good against units with a lot of resistances. Yellow card rarely grants gold, so yeah, actually quite an interesting character. His mana cost is 70. He has a pretty high base attack speed, and he has rapid fire, so not really sure what items will be good, but I mean this seems right to me. So yeah, pretty cool. I got the tab open right now. I know. It wasn't loading though. Like I don't know why. But anyway, we have it up now. Thank you. All right, units. Let me just close all this. All right, so we covered all of this. We covered these 3. We covered these. We covered these 3. These 2, and then now we're on Vayne. Vayne, rapidly fire 3 attacks. The first 2 deal bonus true damage, and the final attack deals more bonus true damage. I would assume she is like a Ginsu. I would assume, but I'm not sure. Just based on how her ability works, like it's kind of like LeBlanc this set, right? Like LeBlanc's ability, she would get mana locked, but like she's always autoing. So I would assume obviously like attack speed's very good on her. She's also a Slayer, which gives damage amp and Omni Vamp. So yeah, I mean pretty self-explanatory. She does true damage. Pretty cool. Anima Squad. All right, finally we have, for the 2 costs, we have Veigar. Veigar, deal magic damage to the current target, final form, and magic damage to adjacent enemies. So what final form is, that's with Cyber Boss, the trait. I don't remember exactly what it does right now, but it's basically like it upgrades your strongest unit, Cyber Boss. If Veigar is the same star level as the target, deal 20% true damage. If Veigar is a higher star level, deal 33%. So like probably if you're gonna be careful. I mean, he's basically they're saying you should try rerolling him. That's what they're saying. Like 3-star him and you'll get a reward. So yeah, he's a techie, which is like the sorcerer trait. So like I mean Veigar, Shyvana reroll or something, right? The 2 techies. Pretty cool. All right, so that concludes our 2 costs. The one thing I did like about this site is like it shows the traits, like it showed like what the traits did below. Does it show that here? I mean, yeah, it's fine. I think I remember for the most part. All right, 3 costs. So we have 13 of them, I think, if I counted that correctly. Braum is a Syndicate Vanguard. Syndicate being the trait that gives a Kingpin to buff a unit's ability. Gain a shield that scales off AP and max HP for 4 seconds. When it breaks, deal magic damage to the 3 closest enemies and chill them for 3 seconds. So like this reminds me a lot of Loris, a lot like Loris, where like you just gain a shield and then like you do a little bit of damage, right? Like at the end. It also chills, which is like a bonus effect. But yeah, I mean he's a Vanguard, so obviously like I would imagine Crown Guard being very, very good on him. The AP scaling is really good as well. Like Crown Guard just, yeah, it seems insane on him, honestly. Kingpin bonus is he gains 20 armor and MR, and then every 4 seconds Brahm's next attack deals. Every 4 seconds Brahm's next attack deals damage, which scales with his armor, MR, and HP. So yeah, basically, I mean his if you put the Kingpin on him, it'll just make him tankier or do a little bit of damage. So yeah. This doesn't say what the upgraded Kingpin bonus does, which... Wait, this site says something completely different, by the way. Gain 20 to 100 armor and magic resist. Every 2 seconds, Brahm's next attack... Okay, that was what this said. Okay, so this site shows what the upgraded does, and this site does not. Or it doesn't, like, show distinction. But whatever, I mean, it's not a big deal. So yeah, just your tank. I'm sure Crown Guard will be very good on him if I had to get like Vanguard. Yeah. There's stats and ability and trait. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. This site is really good then. Alright, Draven. Ash Jack. Hurl 2 massive axes at the most enemies in a line, dealing AD and scales off AP as well, but it's like a poor ratio. Physical damage before returning, damage reduced by 20% for each enemy hit. So this is like Draven's ult, like where he just like throws. It's like based around the cast, like so he's not really like an auto attacker, if I had to guess. I mean, he does have rapid fire, which is notable, but I'd imagine Shojin is like very good on him, because like he gets attack speed base, and then he just it seems like his spell is very impactful. It seems like it does a lot of damage too. So yeah, he gets AD from intel, assuming you make it to a lot of cash outs. So yeah, I'm not really sure like what to make of him though, because like I feel like it's kind of rare where you play. Actually, that's not even true. Forget what I said. Yeah, I mean, what items does this I recommend? Insu red IE. I could see it. I could see like Shojin red IE, Shojin Last Whisper IE as well. All right. Elise Nitro Dynamo. So Elise is part of the reroll trait Nitro, and she is also Dynamo, which we said was like a good. Seems like a promising splash, leaking splash. Fire on all cylinders, 65 mana. Fire 4 lasers at the current target, and 4 more split between the 2 nearest enemies, dealing magic damage and reducing their magic resist. So pretty simple. She's a backline carry, does damage, reduces like shreds MR slightly. This is so similar to Corki from the set, like right? It's like an AP version of Corki. Like it primarily does a lot of single target, but also does a little bit like AoE type. Or like split damage, and then shreds their MR. She's 65 mana, so I'd assume like it's gonna be like a Shojin angle. Yeah, like this type of build. Not full buff with this much mana. All right, Fiddlesticks, Boombots, Techie. For 3 seconds, tethered to the closest 3 enemies, dealing magic damage per second split between them. Tethers apply shred and heal Fiddlesticks for 15% of the damage dealt. Okay, so he definitely seems like a frontline type tank. He has 2 range, which is like kind of notable. I'd assume you want to play him as a tank in Techie at least. And the 20% shred is like incredible. That's like a very strong effect, especially him being 2 range, right? Like you can just put him back like and make sure that he lives, and you can have like Shyvana and like whatever else in the front. So yeah, there's a lot of Sunder and Shred in this set. Yeah, like Jin had Sunder, Darius had Sunder, so this unit seems strong. I don't know. His ability doesn't do too much. At least it doesn't seem like it does a lot, but yeah. I would assume I'd assume you want to tank him, but maybe you could put like, I'm sure you could put Crown Guard, Protector's Vow, maybe you could put like Titan's BT on him. I'm not sure. I would assume that I'd assume tank items are much better. All right, Galio is a Cypher Bastion, Cypher the cash out trait, and then Bastion just armor MR. Stone Wall, 80 mana, gain durability which scales off AP for 3 seconds. Afterwards heal and send a whirlwind at the enemy within 3 hexes that dealt the most damage to Galio during that time. It deals magic damage and stuns them. Dude, this is such a loaded ability, and doesn't it sound like really broken? Does it sound like really broken to anyone else? Like bro, that's a lot of durability. Then it heals, and then it stuns whoever did the most for 1.5 seconds. Isn't that cracked? I mean, this is someone you want to like position in front of the enemy carry for sure. But this unit has an insane kit. I feel like his traits are like kind of hard to play around, but maybe you could do like Galio Draven, right? Both ciphers. I don't know. Like you cash out on, like let's say you cash out on stage 3 with intel for cipher, and then like you just want to play it into like a Galio Draven reroll. I could definitely see that. So all right, Gragas, Divinicore, Bruiser. Again, Divinicore is the heavenly, and Bruiser, Divinicore is the heavenly of the set, and Bruiser is also just 100 HP the whole team. So I could definitely see this guy being in a lot of the late game comps as well. I would put my money on it, and his bonus gives 50 HP the whole team, which can be amplified to more based on how many. Oh, this is the wrong unit. What am I doing? Based on how many Divinicore you have in. His ability, heal based on mass HP or AP, and AP, sorry. Then throw a cast at the largest group of enemies within 3 hexes, dealing damage to enemies within 1 hex. Okay, so you just heal and do some damage. Pretty simple. I think his traits will be very strong. Golden Ox, Vanguard Slayer. Jarvan. Golden Ox, Vanguard Slayer. Okay. Strike the most enemies in a semicircle. Gaining. Okay. Strike the most enemies in a semicircle. How's that gonna work? Like, I assume it's like a this type of thing, but I'm not sure. Like if he like this is Jarvan standing on your front line. He's smiling. Like he has a spear or whatever. And like he probably like aims it like that, is my guess. Like hitting the enemy frontliners. Like 1, 2, 3 or something. I don't know. And then you gain a shield for 4 seconds. You gain more based on how many enemies are hit, and then you deal physical damage to them and reduce their armor. I mean, there's a lot in that kit. I mean, he's like a utility tank type carry. I mean, I like he's probably not super tanky, but he does have Vanguard as well. I don't really know what to make of this guy, but like I'm sure you could probably play him as a carry or a tank. Like with these traits, there's some flexibility. You can get him in their front row, you can stun carry. I see, Galio. Sounds like a Zinzao ability, but uncharted. Yeah. I mean, it seems like a cool unit. I'm just not sure what to make of him. Like, I think he will be able to, like there's probably, based on his balance, like I could see him being played as a carry or a tank, right? It probably also depends on the comp you're playing. Because if I recall correctly, I don't think there's a lot of tanks and slayers. And Jarvan might be like the primary like unit that you just put tank items on. Kind of like in Duelist, when you would like sometimes put like just tank items on Volibear from set 11, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, Jinx is the next 3 cost. Street Demon Marksman. She has Rampant Vandalism as her trait, as her ability, 50 mana. Fire 5 rockets at random enemies within 2 hexes of the current target. Each rocket deals physical damage. Each cast fires an additional rocket. I'd imagine Shojin or Ginsu, or maybe even Blue Buff are good on her. I'm not sure. Like, just because of the additional rocket, like you want her, theoretically you want her to cast a lot. And then she has a ton of AD from Street Demon and Marksman. So I would assume IE is very good on her. And then after that, you probably just want like some damage amp, like Giant Slayer, Guardbreaker, or you want like Lost Whisper. I do think that like you do want some way for her to cast a lot, because she does seem very based around casting, obviously. And she has a ton of AD already, so pretty interesting. Alright, Mordekaiser is Exotech Bruiser Techie. Gain a shield that scales off AP for 4 seconds, slam the current target, dealing magic damage in a 2 hex line, and stun all enemies hit for 1.25 seconds. I mean, that's a mouthful, but overall pretty simple ability. Shield, do damage, and then stun whoever you hit. It's a 2 hex line, so like maybe there's definitely gonna be ways to like position, like I mean, if Mordekaiser's meta and you're playing against a melee comp, like you definitely want to put Mord right in front of their carry, right? Like that's like a no-brainer. It's kind of like how this set you want to put like the Black Rose Scion in front of who's a melee carry, of Enforcer Vi, for example, or like Violet reroll. You guys get what I'm saying. Let's close the tab by accident. Let's go back to 3 costs. We're almost done with the 3 costs, and we get the good stuff. All right, Rengar. Streets Demon Executioner. That's a very strong trait pairing. So it's like a AD and crit damage. Heal health based on AP and leap to lowest health enemy in 2 hexes, dealing physical damage, then strike 2 times, each dealing physical damage. So he has a little bit of a heal. I would probably not focus on that too much. He definitely seems like an assassin type, obviously. And each cast he increases the leap range by 1 hex. So basically, like every time he casts, the next cast will have a higher and higher chance to like hit the enemy carry, basically, or you know how it works. Like he just has a higher chance to reach like a backliner, basically. So it starts at 2 hexes, then it's 3, then it's 4, etc. I would definitely imagine you just want bruiser items on him. Like let me see what the mobalytics suggests, but like Titans, BT, Edge of Night, you know, Hodge. Oh yeah, Hodge, of course, because he's an Executioner, like we said. Executioner has plenty of parallels to Ambusher the set, so you can definitely expect Hodge to be very good, like just to give the crit chance and crit damage. Yeah, Titan. Notably, Titans is probably like pretty good on him, so you do get quite a bit of value. Actually, I'm not sure about that, but I would assume that the ratio is decent. I'm not sure. All right, Senna, Divinity Core, Slayer. So Senna's Divinity Core, if I recall correctly, is AD for the whole team. She is also a Slayer. Attacks. The passive is attacks deal physical damage to adjacent enemies to the target. And her active, which is 100 mana, fire a beam 2 hexes beyond the current target. Fire a beam 2 hexes beyond the current target, dealing 260 physical damage to enemies hit. I kind of have to see this to know exactly what it does, but like I'm assuming it just means it reaches the enemy's like 3rd row, and it like shoots through the front line. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I assume. Cool. All right, so we have Varus, Exotech Executioner. Fire a chain that deals AP. So he's like a magic AP holder, it seems like. Is that what this recommends? It says Ginsu, i.e. Lost Whisperer, but based on this, I would assume he's like an AP item holder. Stuns for 1 second. The chain links to 3 closest enemies, dealing damage to each. So pretty simple. He's gonna shoot He's gonna shoot a malware chain at the tank that he's hitting. It will stun them. And then from that tank, it'll hit the 3 nearest enemies and do some damage. And then finally, we have Yuumi. Anima Squad, Amp, Strategist. Passive, gain 3 mana every second per amp. Okay, so this is... I do want to look at this real quick because... Sorry for the aside, but I want to reread Amp because I think that this site does explain it better. And also this site shows the Exotech item, so... Alright, let me just finish looking at Yuumi real quick, and then we will look at that real quick before the 4 and 5 costs. So Yuumi's ability, launch a magic missile at the current target that bounces to the nearest enemy. Magic damage to the current target and to the other, marking both of them. If they're already marked, deal 200% damage. So she has 30 mana, guys, so she's definitely gonna be like, I mean, you put blue buff on her and you just want her to spam cast. She's a strategist as well, and Anima Squad. I mean, you probably want like just like flat AP on her, like death cap, blue buff, and then +1. Her attack is similar to Zoe, just bounce it around. Kind of, but it only bounces once, and like it also has this thing where like the first cast she does will mark them. So like the first cast won't do that much damage, but then the second cast will do like, in theory, it should do a lot more. Like it should do like a huge burst. It's like you want her casting a lot, basically. Okay, so now real quick, we gotta look back at the traits because this site does explain them a lot better. I want to see the Exotech item. So to my understanding, Exotech is very similar to Ink Shadow, right? Each game, your Exotech items will be pulled out of this pool. So this one is a tank one. All shields are more effective. Siphon max HP from the current target. Okay, cool. So like tank one. Cyber Coil, also a tank one. Abilities and attacks mark enemies, heal for damage dealt. So also like a tank, maybe like Bruiser, like Bruiser carry type item. Flux Capacitator is attack damage, attack speed, attack store charge at 4 charges. Next attack consumes blah blah blah. Max health produces their armor. So this is like gonna be put on your backliners, right? Backliner like AD carries like Zeri. I don't remember the other ones honestly. Hollow Bow, attack speed, ability power, mana. Attacks like critical strike grant 2 bonus mana after casting an ability, gain critical strike chance for 5 seconds. So I think Varus is an Exotech, if I remember that correctly. Am I remembering correctly? He has an Exotech. So like this item seems like it's made for Varus, right? Because he's an executioner. He's also AP. I'm sure he loves attack speed and mana as well. So yeah. Hyper Fangs is AD, AP, and Omni. When you deal damage to enemies, store damage dealt to them. After 4 seconds, deal the store damage to the target, and the nearest enemy has physical damage. Pretty self-explanatory. This one seems like pretty flexible in terms of who you put it on. The Omni Vamp like side of it makes me think like you might want to. It's probably like higher value on like frontline champs, like melee carries. Repulsor Lantern is a tank one, obviously. 444 HP, gain extra mass HP every 3 seconds, deal magic damage. So it's a little bit of tankiness, and then it's also some damage, like a Sunfire burn effect, kind of like Slow Cooker, honestly, from this set. Pulse Stabilizer is AD and critical strike chance. So again, this is probably like you're looking at it on. You're probably gonna be looking at it on Zeri and Varus. I just want to make sure. I don't remember all the Exotech units. I want to see them real quick. Yeah, like Jhin is probably good. Varus, Zeri, Nefiri. I don't know. Execute enemies below 12%. Abilities can critically strike. If the holder's abilities can critically strike, gain critical strike damage. So yeah. Okay, so that's Exotech. And then the other one I want to look at real quick was I forget. Amp, because I didn't fully understand that one when I read it. Amp champions upgrade their abilities in unique ways with Amp. They gain health. So basically, what this site shows is like, it shows the passive, right? Gain 3 mana every second per amp. So when you have 2 amp units in, you get 1 amp, which means Yumi will gain the bonus of 3 mana per second. When you have 3 amp units in, you gain 2 amp, so she'll get 6 mana every second. Does that make sense? So like that's what the bonus is. And then so what I want to look at on this site was like, I didn't see the amp bonus for Nefiri and Nidalee. So Nidalee just does more damage per amp, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And then Nefiri's also just does more damage per amp, or she summons more like pack dogs per amp that you have. So that's what I want to see. Okay, very cool. All right, sorry for the delay. Let's get to the 4 costs. I mean, bro, 4 and 5 costs, like bro, 4 and 5 costs are just. Does anyone like? I feel like such a nerd. Well, like this excites me so much, like seeing the 4 and 5 costs, because I haven't like looked at them at all yet. Like 4 and 5 costs are always just so cool, no? And like I feel like good 4 and 5 costs make the set. Seriously. Okay, that being said, I gotta pee real quick, so I'll be right back. No spoilers. Alright, I'm back. Alright, everyone lock in. Everyone lock in. I'm locked in. Get one more sip of water. I'm not used to talking this much. I can't wait for him to see Zed and Ziggs. Okay. Okay, let's go. Annie, Golden Ox Amp. Throw a fireball at the current target that deals some magic damage. And 2... Okay, she's a 4 hex carry. Okay, she's not a tank. Okay. So she's a damage dealer. Split between the target and 2 nearby enemies that deal 40, 60, 180 magic damage each. Every 4 casts, instead summon Tibbers next to the current target, dealing magic damage to enemies within 1 hex. So is Tibbers like a tank? Like, does he have an HP bar as well? Or is it just damage? I assume it's just damage. That is very interesting. I mean, obviously you want blue buff on her. That's a no-brainer. Like blue buff Nashers, and then she gets amp from her traits. Probably like Rabadons or something. Archangel maybe. I don't know. Probably just blue buff Nasher. Rabadons would be Biss if I had to guess. Something like that. This is like your standard blue buff 4-cost carry though. Like very, I would liken it to Heimerdinger, right? Like, yeah. Very cool. All right, we have Ophelio. So this is your ADC type, I would assume. Fire. I just got a Discord notification. Let me like close that. Sorry. Or maybe that was your Discord. Moonlight Vigil. Fire a Moonblast at the largest group of enemies that deals physical damage to enemies within 2 hexes. Equip 4 Chakram. Plus 1 more for each enemy hit by the blast that lasts for 6 seconds and deal 4, 7, 28 bonus physical damage each. So he seems like very based around auto attacking. Like this to me, it seems like your classic Ginsu, if I'm understanding it correctly. And also the fact that he's a marksman. We talked about how that just gives so much like base AD. He gets amp from Golden Ox as well. This has to be like a Ginsu, i.e. Last Whisper, right? Like that type. Ginsu, i.e. I don't know, Guardbreaker, Giant Slayer. I mean, Guardbreaker is usually not as good on these AD units, but like that type of thing, right? I.e. Ginsu, whatever. Itemize it like Twitch, basically. Yeah, Tippers might be untargetable. That's what I gathered as well. I'm not sure though. All right. Brand, Paint Bomb, Street Demon Techie. So this is like your sorcerer forecast kind of. Throw a paint bomb at the largest group of enemies within 5 hexes. So this could hit your backline. So like, just based on these two already, like you might want to like this side, like clumping your backline, you could really get punished. So you have to be careful about that. Deal magic damage to enemies within 1 hex and magic damage to the nearest 4 enemies. So it's just a ton of like AoE damage from this unit. Kind of like who am I trying to think of? Do you guys remember Spellslinger Nico in set 8.5? I didn't play set 8.5 that much, but it's like similar to that. I feel like it does a ton of AoE damage. This much mana means like Shojin will be really good on him. I'd assume it's like Shojin, Nature, JG, kind of like Zoe build, would be like the best on this type of unit. Just his traits give so much, like the themes are basically his traits give a lot of AP. And obviously you want him to cast a lot, so like Shojin, JG, and then something. Like basically like Archangel is probably bad on this type of unit. Or not bad, but like, you know, suboptimal. Cho'Gath, Boombots, Bruiser, Sonic Scream, 120 mana, fire a disorienting sound, blast in a cone, dealing magic damage, gain max health, get bigger, and increase the size of future sound blasts. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting like Cho'Gath to be like the CC, like forecast, like the CC tank, but this is like kind of a cool ability. I mean, he just gets like bigger and bigger throughout the fight. So like, I mean, Protector's Vow to like accelerate his first cast can be good. I mean, he does have a huge mana cost, which like probably means he's not gonna cast like 5 times, but it's still kind of cool. Him being a bruiser and his ability probably means you want things like Warmogs, Rabadons, Dragonclaw, Bramble, Sunfire, right? Things that interact with max HP are incredible on him. So yeah, I mean, pretty cool unit actually. I like that. Maybe Crown Guard will be good. I feel like the ratios are like okay, but like not like anything to like really get crazy about. Leona is the Anima Squad Vanguard, so probably a tank. Gain durability for 4 seconds. Her ability Solar Flare, 110 mana. Deal magic damage to the largest clump of enemies within 2 hexes and stun the center enemy for 2 seconds. Enemies damaged by this ability take bonus magic damage from allies' attacks for 4 seconds. So she gains durability, then she does damage and does a stun to a singular center enemy. So it's not like an AoE stun, okay. And then she provides the utility of like more damage for her allies, basically. Pretty interesting tank. I mean, Anima Squad Vanguard. I'd imagine Protector's Vow being very good on her, because like her, like usually 4-cost tanks with this high of a mana cost have like a really impactful spell, obviously. So I would assume that like accelerating her first cast is very good, and then also like the shield synergy with Vanguard is probably good. Maybe Crown Guard's good on her as well. Yeah. All right, Misfortune is a Syndicate Dynamo. Fire 8 waves of bullets over the largest clump of enemies over 2 seconds. Enemies struck take physical damage from the first bullet of each wave and 25% less from other bullets in the same wave. And then the Kingpin bonus, which you get from activating Syndicate, just does more waves. Dynamo will give her that mana generation. I would imagine Shojin is like almost a must-have with a 150 mana cost. I mean, like if you want her to cast twice, Shojin is an absolute must. And then you probably just want like she's your spell casting like AD carry, right? Like so It's probably like Shojin. She has better AD ratio. Shojin, IE, Deathblade, that type of stuff. Last Whisper. One range, yeah. Is she actually one range? There's no way, right? Like surely this is a mistake. I don't know. Maybe it's not, but I would assume it is. All right. Next we have Nico. I don't think I've ever seen this Nico skin. Street Demon and Strategist. Her ability is Pop-Up Mural. It looks like she might be a tank. Gain a shield that scales off AP and max HP, so pretty good AP ratio. For 4 seconds and create an expanding zone that pops 3 times, each dealing magic damage to enemies hit. The third pop chills enemies for 3 seconds. So, I think she's just a tank. That's the way I see it. I don't think like usually units like this tend to not be like super based around like the damage they deal, but more around just like their effect. So like she just tanks damage and then she also chills. I'm not sure what this expanding zone, like how far it reaches. So that's just something we'll have to see. She's 4 range? Okay, thank you. Yeah, if she was she was 1 range, that'd be a little crazy. Cool unit though. Alright, next we have Sejuani, who is a Bastion Exotech. Gain 30% armor and magic resist from all sources. So like maybe this will be a good, like, you guys remember Wukong, right? Like you guys remember the Bis Wukong build was double stoneplate? It's probably gonna be like, I'd imagine it's gonna be something similar on Sejuani. I mean, she does have Bastion as well. Her ability is throw an EMP at the closest enemy that explodes after 2 seconds. It deals magic damage to enemies within 3 hexes and stuns them for this is like the big thing, right? This is the big AoE stun unit. Keep in mind, her actual active ability doesn't give her like any raw tankiness, right? I mean, she gets like indirect tankiness in the fact that she has an AoE stun, and also she has the passive. But she's probably not gonna be like, I would imagine she's not gonna be the tankiest out of these units, but like her effect is like so powerful, right? These AoE stun units are always so strong. But yeah, so I'd imagine like obviously like Vow is probably good with this much mana. Maybe there will be like a stoneplate stacking that turns out to be good, but I'm not sure. I'm like not sure about that when there's Bastion. I'm not sure. But it could just be that OP with this effect, because again, if you remember back to Druid Wukong, building 2 stoneplates on him was so broken, you know. So we'll just have to see, I guess. And then maybe she'll have some interactions with the Exotech items. But yeah, just your classic stun tank. Alright, next we have Vex, who is Divinity Core Executioner. If I recall correctly, her Divinity Core gives crit chance to your whole team, which is kind of like niche, but that being said, it is nice when you're playing like Vertical Executioner, give crit chance to all of them, right? And then you can also splash in more Divinity Cores later on, as your like +1s, +2s, whatever. Alright, so she is at 2 hex according to this, 30 mana, gain Omnivamp, 8% of overhealing from Retribution's damage is converted to bonus true damage to its primary target. Her active is send a shadow to the target, dealing damage to all enemies it passes through. The shadow then explodes, dealing magic damage to the target, and 100 and more magic damage to enemies within 1 hex. So it does like a little AoE cleave type effect. I'm curious what this site says about her best items, because I'm like her being 2 mana like kind of throws me off a little bit. Like I'm not sure, or not 2 mana, sorry, 2 range. It still does say, okay, this site is saying she's 4 range. Does anyone know if she's 4 or 2? I'm gonna assume this is a mistake just based on her ability, but maybe I'm wrong. She has built-in Omnivamp. Probably 4. I believe 2. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is she does have this like Omnivamp effect, so I could see it. But yeah, so she does have Executioner and 30 mana, so I would assume, I mean, blue buff for sure, right? Like, obviously, Obviously, that's always the theme, like on these AP units, like mana gen is just really good, or like necessary. So I'd assume it's like blue buff, and then she has executioner, so crit items are probably good, like Hodge, JG. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if she's 2 costs, like maybe if she's 2 hex, maybe QSS is acceptable. I don't know. Or JG is fine. Death cap is probably good. That type of stuff. Yeah. That's pretty much it for her. Pretty interesting unit though. Alright, next we have Zaya, who is the other 4-cost marksman, which is very interesting. There's 2 4-cost marksmen, so like I feel like there might be like I feel like that could be really OP if Aphelios and Zaya are strong, but who knows. Zaya is Anima Squad marksman. He's 75 mana, impale 6 feathers into the current target that deal damage. When the target dies, the feathers seek out nearby enemies within 2 hexes, each dealing physical damage. Okay, so this is actually a really interesting ability, if I'm understanding it correctly. So like, if I'm understanding it correctly, I think it's like, it's similar to this set Malzahar, where like the damage just like compiles throughout the fight, right? Like you keep putting stacks on them, and like they keep like, I mean, compiling is the best word I can think of, like throughout the fight. So like her first cast will put 6 feathers, and then her second cast will put 12 feathers on the battlefield, and they just like spread around. Is that correct? I don't know. Seems cool though. I would imagine, again, marksman just really tends to be good with IE. That's the effect. I'd imagine she's like a Shojin user, but maybe Ginsu will be good. I'm not sure. Ginsu IE Last Whisper or Shojin IE Last Whisper. Like that's my guess for like what her best items will be. After the feathers do their second damage, they go away. Ah, okay, I see. So they're stuck on the target, not on the board. Okay. I'm 4 Marksman, 3 Anima, GG's then. Yeah, man. I mean, two 4-cost marksmen is pretty cool. All right, we have Zed, Cypher Slayer. So Zed is the cash out trait, and he is a Slayer. Throw a shuriken at the furthest unmarked enemy that deals magic damage and marks them. Then become untargetable. Teleport to them and summon shadows on every other marked enemy. Deal physical damage to adjacent enemies while shadows deal physical damage to adjacent enemies. Okay, so this reminds me of KDA Akali. You guys remember? She would mark the farthest enemy, dash them, do some damage to all, and then she would mark another enemy with the next cast, right? And like do damage again. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like he's actually not like, I would assume he's not an assassin that like, if he teleports to your carry, he might not just one-shot them. But like the fact that they're marked for the rest of the fight, though, they're gonna die eventually, you know? So it's kind of like KDA Akali in that sense. You're gonna see him dashing around the board, and he's gonna be doing damage like incrementally to everybody. Does it say the shuriken range? It says at the furthest unmarked enemy. So I think it's literally like, I think it's literally if you have Zed here. How do you do both full board? If you have Zed here, he can probably teleport to here, and then he'll teleport to here, and he'll go here, and you know, like you probably just go back and forth. That's my understanding. I'm curious to see what this site says is BIS, but like, yeah, Edge of Night sounds insane. Titans sounds good because he does have that like AP initial, but I don't know what the AP scaling is actually, so I don't know. But yeah, very cool stuff. What does Slayer do again? It's just attack damage and Omnivamp. Okay. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool. Zeri. Zeri is a 40 mana, dash to nearby location so quickly and untargetable. Echo lingers. The echo attacks as if it were Zeri, but deals 50% damage. Echoes last 5 seconds and disappear when Zeri dies. So I mean, her being like, I have to imagine she's most likely like a Ginsu holder, just because like I feel like Zeri always is, but I'm not sure. But like, I mean, her spamming cast seems good. The echo attack damage scales off attack speed as well. So like, I mean, her having rapid fire and Ginsu seems good, and then you just go like Deathblade. Like, she doesn't have any like base AD. Maybe like there's an Exotech item that will give her the base AD, but I'd assume it's like Ginsu Deathblade Last Whisper or Ginsu IE Last Whisper. Being like some of your BIS items. Maybe like Deathblade GS sounds good too. That unit sounds cool. I feel like I tend to like the Ginsu ADs a lot. So I'm looking forward to trying Zeri. She has 5 attack range as well, notably. Alright, Ziggs is a 4-cost Cyber Boss Strategist. Throw a bomb that hits the most enemies in a plus shape. Final form, whole row plus column. Okay, I think I understand that. Within attack range, dealing magic damage to enemies within 1 hex of the center, and magic damage to enemies further away. Okay, so I'm sure we're gonna have to see this in action to fully like visualize and understand it, but it's basically just like he throws an AoE bomb and it does some damage, and it can get amplified by Cyber Boss, right? That's the simplest way to put it. He gets some amp from Strategist. I would assume it's like, you know, this mana cost Shojin, of course. Shojin, Rabadons, like that type of thing has to be good. I mean, Cyber Boss gives a little bit of AP. Maybe you could play like, maybe JG will be good on him then. Nasher will probably be good. Pretty simple. Okay, guys. We made it to the 5 costs. Alright, before I look at that, I'm gonna get some water, because I am out of water. These 4 costs look banger though, I can't lie. Very excited. I think Zed is like the only melee carry, no? We'll see. Be right back. Forgot about MF melee carry? Oh, you right as fuck though. Alright. Alright. 5 costs, guys. Everyone take a deep breath, relax. Alright. It's the first time I'm seeing these. Aurora, Anima Squad Dynamo. On first cast, swap places with the leftmost champion on your bench and continue fighting. That champion gains attack speed. If the swap champion dies, return to the board. Teleport to hit the most enemies in a line, dealing magic damage to each one, plus magic damage split between all enemies hit. Aurora cannot swap places with another Aurora. Okay, so this is like the legendary type that pulls units onto the board, like Heart Syndra. I can't even think of other ones. I feel like Heart Syndra is the only one that I know, but there's probably been, I feel like there's been other ones. Am I trolling? Set 3 Thresh? Oh yeah. I think I've seen clips of that, yeah. Like the Chrono. Oh no, I saw that in the set revival. Yeah, the Chrono Thresh, I think. It like pulls units onto the board. So obviously you want to put like your high impact units on the left side. Like you buy a lot of other legendary, like you can put other legendaries onto the board. And then she just does damage. I mean, Dynamo is the splash mana trait, and then Anima Squad is Anima Squad. Pretty interesting. I mean, I'm sure she does a lot of damage, and like, I mean, that being said, her main perk is probably like the swap places thing, so that's pretty cool. All right, Garen, God of the Net. I forget what this does. Oh yes, this is the one where you can open the Armory of Trade mods. Okay. All right, his spell is 100 mana. Gain a shield for 2 seconds, deal physical damage to the current target, and send a wave that deals physical damage to enemies hit. If the wave is 2 or fewer enemies, gain 50 mana. It's kind of like Rumble, where like if you hit a low number, you get mana back. But he basically just, I mean, he's just tanky and he does damage. That's what I'm gathering. You get physical damage to the current target. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Next we have Kobuko. Was a Cyber Boss Bruiser 5 cost. Game over, 220 mana. I mean that's insane. 220. I think that might be like the highest mana I've ever seen. Passive attacks deal AP bonus magic damage at 35% health, gain a max HP shield, decaying over 8 seconds, 100% attack speed, 20% Omnivamp, and 100 mana. Okay, so the 100 mana will help him cast that first time probably. So he's pretty guaranteed to cast. Like, I mean, if you get 100 mana, there's no way he's not casting basically. Okay, I see. Active, briefly gain 60% durability, then pick up a nearby enemy, knocking up all enemies within 1 hex. Final form increases that final form from Cyber Boss. Increases that to 2 hexes, knocks them up for 1.5 seconds, then slam down, dealing magic damage to the target, and percent magic damage of the target's max health as magic damage to all enemies hit. Okay, so that's like a mouthful, but basically like you'll probably get the most value out of slamming like enemy melee carries or like main tanks. So he's basically just like a tank damage dealer type. He's a bruiser as well, so like that will like that should give you implications of his item synergy, like best items. It says like maybe like you, I mean obviously like playing him with like a carry damage build is just natural because his ability is quite based around damage, and he also gets Omnivamp, which is nice. Pretty interesting. I mean, I'll have to see that one in action. All right, next we have Renekton, who is an Overlord, Divinity Core, Bastion. So his Divinity Core is attack speed, and his Bastion is armor MR whole team. So like this unit, I could definitely see on a lot of late game, just like high cap, like fast 9 type. And for those of you who don't know what Overlord is, it's basically like Hunger for Power, the set where like you like steal stats from another unit. It takes like 40% of their health and 30% of their AD. Very similar to Hunger for Power, except it doesn't like completely eat them, but it's the same idea. It like siphons their strength and invests it into a Giga unit, which is kind of cool. All right, his ability is Dominus, 150 mana, 70. He starts at 70. Deal physical damage to enemies within 2 hexes, and burn and wound them for 5 seconds. Gain max health. First cast, enter frenzy mode where attacks strike twice, dealing total like more physical damage, and can dash to new targets. Dash to new targets just means like he will get around the board faster, like kind of like Quick Striker dash. You could kind of compare it to. I'd assume. And then if he somehow makes it to the second cast, which should be like really hard in theory, like he I mean it's probably not possible. It's just like you probably need items on him, because that is 150 mana you have to generate without dying. Frenzy mode now strikes the rice, dealing more physical damage, and he cannot cast again. So basically, he will cast, he'll do initial damage, he'll burn and wound, which is valuable utility. I mean, this unit seems so like, it seems so good. Like, cause like I could see like just from the traits and the burn and wound, right? Like he also can hold, like I can imagine he could hold tank items like fine, and he can also hold like melee carry items very well. I feel like this unit sounds like Thanos to me. It sounds like Thanos, no joke. But it seems really cool. And basically, he will just like throughout over the fight, he'll just start doing a ton of damage with his autos. Basically, that's basically how it is. Like he'll start autoing a ton and just do a ton of DPS throughout the fight. So yeah, very cool. All right, next we have Samira, who is a street demon amp unit, attack caster, 100 mana, dash towards the target and fire a volley of 30. So what this means is the number of bullets increases based on how many amp units you have in, right? So she'll fire a ton of bullets over 2 seconds, split between enemies within 3 hexes. So it's like a circle, right? It's like a circle with a radius. Each bullet shreds 4 armor and deals. So she has. This isn't percentage shred, notably, but like she'll shred with each bullet. So it actually turns out to be a lot of shred. Deals physical damage reduced by 20% per hex distance from Samira. So like this kind of implies like she can probably like hit backline a lot of the time, or like units far away from her, not just the front line. When the volley ends, dash back to safety while dealing physical damage to the current target. For the duration of the ability, Samira is unstoppable and has 25% Omnivamp. Okay, this unit also sounds like this unit also sounds like Thanos. I feel like Samira sounds so cool. I mean, obviously very cast oriented, like 100 mana. I could certainly see Shojin IE, and then it's recommending Podge because she does like kind of dive in. That's what it seems to be implying. Like she starts at 4 mana, she casts, she like jumps in, shoots out all her bullets, and then once that's over, she dashes back to safety. But she could die while she's diving in, so like that's why like building like Omnivamp on her could be like good. I mean this unit sounds really cool. That unit sounds insane. Alright, we have Urgot, Boombots Executioner. Fear Beyond Death, 50 mana for 5 seconds, so he gets mana locked, I assume. Gain attack speed and lock on to the lowest percent health enemy within 5 hexes. Attacks also fire 3 rockets, each dealing physical damage. Each cast, the first time a locked on enemy falls beneath 15% health, reel them in, execute them, and grind them into parts. So grind them. Okay, I mean this unit also sounds like Thanos. So grind them into parts. It means you can get loot from it, so you can get an item or a gold from executing. Also, he has a like he can just he just like immediately targets the backline shitters basically. I mean 5 hexes like. Oh wait, actually he has 4 range though. But maybe you could put it like you could put this Urgot in the second row. Right? Like in theory, you could put him second row with the Hodge and like Bruiser items in theory, and like just like hit the enemy backliners, and then just get like guaranteed executes. Or like as this is suggesting, you could play him as a backliner and just like have him be like a DPS. I'm not sure like which will be better. That's an insane ability, man. That's an insane ability. I mean, like. Grind and reel them into parts. I mean, if you think in the past these 5 costs that give loot, like Lysandra, Porcelain Lysandra, and like Witchcraft Morgana, like they're just so strong, right? Like just like based on that effect alone. Very cool. Urgot Aurora combo, 100% attack speed on him based on her AP. Yeah, you're actually right. You pull in the Urgot. All right, Viego. Hollow Blade is his ability, 80 mana. When units die, absorb their soul and heal for percent max HP health. That's a crazy effect. All right, jump to the largest clump of enemies within 2 hexes, dealing magic damage to adjacent enemies, and extra magic damage to other enemies within 2 hexes, like slightly less, and it shreds all of them hit. And the kicker is his trait, like we read earlier, Soul Killer, where you gain a hologram copy of the highest cost enemy Viego helped kill last round. His traits are Golden Ox and Techie. So he's like, he could be played as a melee carry and Techie. Like maybe you want like Crown Guard on him, like Hodge, JG, BT. Like you probably want some survivability on him because he is like a melee carry. But seems really cool. He has that built-in survivability. I'm sure this does a lot of damage, and then he has the extra effect of Soul Killer. Finally, we have Zac, which by the way, like Zac is just like a generic like threat, like a tank. I just love the idea of that. Like personally, like I feel like it's just like so nice to just be able to, you're just like, okay, I'll cap around Zac for a line, you know, like for example. But wow, I mean, I feel like these 5 costs are fucking sick. Like seriously. A lot of them aren't like slightly like Garen and Zac being like threat types are like, I feel like that wasn't the case last set that much. Which is like really cool. It just like opens a lot of flexibility, right? Like because it seems like Zac and Garen you can just play on any board, and like then like they'll give value and they're, you know, they're strong. Obviously assuming they're like balanced, right? All right, anyway, Zac, replicating malware. His passive is at 10% health, split into 2 copies, yep, with 50% health. Active, bounce 3 times on nearby enemies. Each bounce deals some damage, stuns, and heals. So yeah, I mean, Zac looks really cool. Oh yeah, 6 costs for the threat ties, that's true, yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't know. I always think like every set looks like a banger, but this set looks like a banger, man. Like, come on. Like you have to admit it. I'm not a virus. You are definitely a virus. You are definitely a virus. All right. Anyway, some new cosmetic stuff. Arenas, yada yada. Chibi, Forecast Jana. Kind of cool. All right. Oh wait. Next thing I want to look at was the set mechanic, which is hacks. I don't know if it has like information on it in this database, so let me see. Yeah, it doesn't really have super in-depth but basically I'll just read it real quick. Hacked augment slots, 1v2 augment choices, hacked loot, and more. Black market augments, pick an old, forbidden, and exclusive augment from previous sets. 1v2 augment rounds, pick either 1 strong augment or 2 augments as a pair. So it's like it'll make you pick between 1 gold augment or like 2 silver augments, for example. Hacked loot from orbs that drop you extra health to unstable item components that change each round, like Pandora's. So there will be orbs that give you HP. Hack shops, carousels, and more. So like this is the set mechanic. There's a lot of variance in this. I was kind of talking about it earlier, but like it kind of reminds me of like portals, or not portals, encounters in a way. I feel like there will be a lot of ways you just get screwed by these, just like you did encounters, but hopefully they balance it some way. I mean, like I feel like I remember encounters being like kind of manga a lot of the time. Like there's one that shows up, you have no control or prediction over it, and then somebody else just benefits way more than you. But hopefully they learn from that. I'm sure they did in some ways. But and then we'll take a look at the new encounters real quick, and then maybe we'll look at the augments a little. So these encounters are the two new ones that they have listed. A Zir once per stage, a lucky shop tailored to your traits can appear. And then Urgot is loot sub, it looks like. And that's all they have listed right now. Slightly less intrusive, yeah. I think so. Hopefully. All right. I mean, this is a lot of stuff, man. Like, do I really want to look at every augment? Okay, I just read some of these. I kind of want to read them. All right. So there's a Jax hero augment. I believe Jax is a 1 cost, if I remember correctly. Where are you at, buddy? There you are. Exotech Bastion. Yeah, just the new ones. Agreed. Gain a Jax. Your strongest Jax's attacks deal bonus magic damage every 3rd attack, which gets stronger each time his ability grants attack speed. You guys know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Brawler Mech Jax. And I love that Jax, the 3-cost one. That was back when I was a noob, but I spammed that guy and I loved him. And Scoped Weapons is back. Alright, bet. I actually loved playing the 3-cost Jax, man. Like I was a dirty abuser, but it was so fun. But like this is like literally his ability, right? And then it seems like he's still, it doesn't say he doesn't get the shield or anything, so still gets a little bit of a shield. That Jax was goated. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. All right, we have backup entities, bolstering, branching out plus. Reforgers allow you to remake any. Okay, that's just clarification. Bruiser Circlet. Okay, why is it called a circlet? I'm tilted. What is this? Okay, whatever. Bruiser and Gragas. Also, why is it prismatic? That shouldn't be here. Button Mash. Gain a Poppy. Your strongest Poppy's ability is replaced with a 3-hit wallop. Okay, so isn't this just like Witchy Wallop or no? Use Cyber Boss Bastion. That might be Witchy Wallop. Alright, Called Shot, Caretakers, Cease and Desist. Gain a Vi. Your strongest Vi gains attack speed and her ability dashes to the farthest target, stuns and deals bonus damage. Very cool. Climb the ladder, component buffet, corrosion, crafting, it's all the same. Yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Teaming up 1. That was already a thing. They just updated the icon. Okay. Underdogs. Whenever your team has fewer units alive than your opponent, your units regenerate 8% health each second. Maybe this will be good on rerolls, right? Where you're just lower level than the rest of the lobby, so you just like guarantee you have the value from it. Not sure. I mean, whether or not it's good just depends on the numbers, right? Like, I mean, it sounds like an interesting effect. I mean, it's really hard to say. Probably good on bruisers, right? On like their bruiser is a trait in the set, so probably good on that if I had to guess. Wolf Unchained. Gain a Silas. Your strongest Silas ability deals more damage and recasts on kill. This health gain no longer scales with ability power. Silas hero, just more damage. Okay, cool. So there's a couple hero augments. What is this shifting momentum, man? I'm tilted. All right. 10,000 IQ. Every 5 rounds the strategist active. Bet whether you'll win more or lose more. If you're correct, gain 5 gold and a completed item anvil. Gain a LeBlanc and an Echo. Okay, that sounds very interesting. I mean, I don't know what to make of it until I try it. I don't get exactly what bet whether you'll win more or lose more. Like, I'm sure it just means like you predict win or lose, and if you're right, you get the reward. But like, what does win more or lose more mean? I don't get that. Alter ego, gain a Ross, your strongest. So Ross is Kane, for those of you that don't know. Your strongest Ross enters Shadow Assassin form, and his abilities are placed with a dash and 1 hex spin. If he kills, he immediately casts again. So basically, it turns the 2-cost like tank Kane into like a melee like assassin Kane, like carry Kane. So pretty cool. Anima Squad, Bastion, Board of Directors. If you have 3 or fewer Divinity Core champions, their bonuses are increased by 50% plus 10%. For each stage, gain a Ross and Morgana. Dude, I think this augment will be so broken. Can I just say it? Like, I mean, I've been saying the whole time I think Divinity Core is gonna be broken. But doesn't this augment sound insane? Because you can just, because then you just play like whichever Divinity Cores. Let's say you play Renekton, Morgana, and Gragas, and then you just like you just go fast 9. You play anything. You know what I mean? And you get the insane bonuses for your whole team. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Because like it does seem like something that's like pretty weak early. I will say. Over under. Oh, I see. You can just lose streak. Ross is what? Oh, Ross is just like. I don't know. It's just like I was just saying for people that don't play Kane or that don't play League, it's just like a version of Kane, basically. All right, Boombot's Crest, BRB, Bruiser Crest, Bulky, Capacitator. Oh no, Capacitor. When Techie's cast, grant the lowest health tech shield equal to 200% of the mana spent. Gain a Vagar and Zyrus. This is like the combat augment for I'm just gonna call Techie Sorceress for simplicity for now. Techies are basically sorcerers, so this is giving tankiness to your sorcerer board. Pretty cool. I mean, Caretaker, category 5 still in the game. Clear Mind, Clockwork, Climb, yada yada. Cognitive Implant. Your techies gain 5 ability power, increased by 1 for every 2 takedowns. Gain a Vagar and a Zyra. I assume this is not I assume you have to have this on from the beginning of the game. Like for example, if you put a Brandon later on in the game, I'm not sure if you'll benefit from it or not. So this might be one that's more geared towards reroll, but I'm just not sure. Interesting though. Cower Weaklings. Cyber Boss abilities reduce that target's max health by 15%. Cyber Bosses take 15% less damage from enemies with less max health, gain a Poppy and a Vagar. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. Vagar was one of the champs we were talking about. Actually seems like a very interesting reroll option. He really benefits when he's higher star level than the enemies. He does more damage. Alright, we have Cut Purse. Looks like Executioners. Executioners have a 7% chance to drop gold when their attacks critically strike, gain a Graze and a Rank Guard. This is similar to Loot Explosion from this set. It's just econ, and also it helps when you're stronger early so that your guys can auto attack more, or when they can use more abilities and critically strike more often and proc it. Cyber Deck. On combat start, up to 3 of your Exotech units with 2 items. Gain an ideal Exotech item. Wait, so it's so you have to have 2 Exotech units on 1 unit to do this. Oh, no. It could be normal items, right? Oh, wait, that sounds kind of insane. up to 3 of your Exotech units. I mean, if these Exotech units are remotely strong, this augment sounds so strong to me. Because like you could probably like let's say you have Sejuani and you put like a tank Exotech and Warmogs on her, then she'll get another Exotech, etc. I mean that sounds pretty insane actually. Cybernetic implants is back. It's just cybernetic. Your item component gives HP and AD. Okay, very cool. Divine Ascension. After 12 seconds, your Divinity Core champions ascend, gaining 30% health and 45% attack speed. Gain a Rots and Regatta. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I feel like 12 seconds is a long time though, but maybe it's good. Divinity Core Crest, dummy with a gun. With Syndicate active, your training dummies shoot enemies. Every 2 times they attack, grant the Kingpins 3% attack damage and ability power. Gain 1 training dummy, a dairy. It's like this might be good when you already have like a training dummy somehow. I'm not really sure what to make of it, honestly. But like if you imagine you have 2 dummies and every 2 times they attack, they just like keep getting stats. I could see it. Dynamo Crest. I would imagine, by the way, like Dynamo +1 is probably like better later on and pretty shit early. That's usually how these like traits work. Duo Q, Epoch, Executioner, Exotech, Flatline, Marksman, execute enemies under 12% health. Every time a Marksman executes, all Marksmen gain attack speed. This is kind of like Hunter, right? It's like the reset mechanic. Giving attack speed. And attack speed for Marksman is like very, very good. Gina, Jinna, Kindred, cool. All right, forward thinking. I mean, this augment is still just so OP, by the way. Freestyling, clear all painted hexes. So this is for Street Demons, which is like the KDA. It's Exotech binary, yeah. This is for Street Demons, which is the KDA trait. When Street Demons start combat on a non-tagged hex, tag it. After all hexes are tagged, gain 30 gold. Dude, this is so goofy, but like it's literally just like you have to fill up every hex on your board, and then once you do, you get 30 gold basically. And also it does give the perk that like it will light up your whole board eventually. Cause like from what I saw of like Street Demons, it lights up like certain hexes every round, right? Or every game. You know how like KDA, like you would load in and like it would light up different hexes every game, but like there was always like a pattern. Like this one, you could light up every single one eventually. But the downside is like you're down in augment for a long ass time, I think. Like a very long time. But the upside's pretty big. You get 30 gold at the end, and then you have every hex tag, every hex tagged. So like, very interesting. I mean, I definitely something I want to try. All right, Golden Fleece. Each Golden Ox drops 1 gold after fighting 2 rounds. Your max interest is 7. So it's just your classic econ augment for these units. I would assume it's like better for reroll, but I'm not sure. Like maybe you could just like fast 8 with it. Play Annie, Viego. Obviously, you want to have a lot of golden oxes, like with this augment. 28 X's, 4 rows, and they are each 7. So 4 times 7. Yeah. All right. Glamify, Health is Wealth, Heroic, Hostile Takeover. Cypher gains 50% of its combat bonus now. Gain 200% intel from kills, but only 20% from losses. So this is the loss streak trait, by the way. But with this augment, it gives you a lot of power immediately, and you try to win streak with it. So like that's actually like very that actually sounds very cool. All right, Hunter Killer Missile. Every 10 Boombot rockets fire an HK missile at the highest health enemy that deals 600%. So Boombot, again, just a reminder, it's similar to Automata in the sense that like your units like fire out like a projectile like every so often. So it's just like a combat augment for Boombots. Okay. Investment strategy, item collector. Keep your friends close. Syndicate kingpins gain attack speed and health for each adjacent ally in their row. That's a lot of stats, by the way. The allies also gain HP. Dude, this is a lot of stats, no? That's a lot of stats. Fuck us, actually. That sounds kind of broken to me. Lethal rerouting. Slayers above 50% health gain 20% AD, while under 50% they gain Omnivamp. So it's just a Slayer combat augment. Adjacent, so it's just 2. Oh, you're right. Dude, oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why I was thinking like it's like the full row. I was like, wait. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking that. I mean, it still sounds okay. I guess we'll just have to see. It's kind of like Garen from this set, right? It's like Garen Emissary in a way. I thought it was the whole row. I was like, what? Okay, liquidate. When you trade Cypher until your board and bench is sold for 175% of the value and you gain 4 Reforgers, gain a Draven. Bro, this is like the high APM, like exciting, like big pivot moment after you cash out. I mean, it's a good shit. It's good because like, I mean, it's gonna be, dude, you already know, like, if Cypher's remotely strong, this thing's gonna be so OP. But like, at least it's not like Chem Baron where you just sit there and you play the same board and you don't have to pivot, right? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is very cool. It's a little broken because you can prepare for it, right? Because you can take it and then yeah, you can take it and then cash like before you cash out, right? Like you take it on 3-2 most likely. I guess it could show up on 4-2 as well theoretically. I'm not sure though. That's very cool though. Marksman Crest, Memory Bank. Gain a Jhin and Morgana. Dynamos gain damage amp after they spend 7,000 mana. Gain a mana and then Aurora. Okay. I mean 7,000 mana is a lot, I guess. Dude, I mean if you have, yeah, stack your bench exactly for more gold. If you have like a Shojin on 2-1, like, I mean 7,000 mana might be more than I think though. That sounds cool. Alright, new high score. Cyber bosses increase their score when they deal damage. When they reach the next high score, they gain attack speed and bonus loot. Okay, so this kind of just makes the trait into Sugar. You guys remember Sugarcraft? It's like kind. Oh no, it's not like 8-bit kind of. Like when they deal damage, they ramp up, but it also gives some econ. Conqueror as well, of course. I don't know how I forgot about Conqueror. It's very similar to me. Overclocked. Your amp champions with 3 or more items gain 1 amp. Okay, so it like buffs their abilities more. 4 rerolls and a Fury and an Italy. Pretty self-explanatory. Maybe it's like meant for reroll then. I'm not sure. Polished Chrome. When you 3-star Nitro champions, they gain attack damage, ability power, and grant 10 gold. Gain a Kindred and an Italy. So Nitro was like the reroll trait, right? It's the summon reroll trait where like the summon gets stronger based on the star level of your units. This seems strong. This seems very strong to me. I mean, as long as Nitro is good, like this will probably be pretty solid if I have to guess. I'm not sure. Power leveling. Anima Squad takedowns have a 20% chance to drop an XP orb that sells for 1 XP. Anima Squad units gain 2% attack speed for each of your player levels. Gain a Seraphine and a Laui. I mean, that augment sounds so fun. I mean, obviously you want to be like strong. You want to take this when you're strong early game. Maybe it gives you like Seraphine 2 or something. Who are the Anima units again? I just want to see. Forget. Okay, Zaya, Leona, these guys, Yumi. Okay. That sounds cool. Me, Anima Squad, no Sky. Yeah, Silas as well, Seraphine. Vayne. Okay, very cool. Yada yada yada. Rapid fire crest. Reactor shell. Vanguards gain health when the Vanguard shield ends. Deal 50% of the initial shield as magic damage to the current target. So this basically just gives all your Vanguards like unending despair, like a baby unending despair effect, and some tankiness. Pretty cool. Reinforcing Skeletor. When a bruiser dies, it permanently gains 40 health. That sounds cool too. This is kind of reminding me of like Ghosts of Friends Past. You know what I mean? Obviously, like you kind of want to like you're probably blue streaking with this early, which is interesting. I'm just curious like what you would play with it. I'm honestly not sure, but that sounds really cool. Yeah, I mean 40 HP on bruisers, like it's even more. I feel like that could get out of hand. Self-destruct is the next new one. Before dying, boombots jump to the nearest enemy and deal 350 physical damage. Okay, so they just jump in and explode. Like, interesting. Slayer Crest spare parts get a nitro hex turret that has 50% of your total chrome, gain a Shyvana. So this is again for the nitro reroll comp. It'll give you like another summon, it looks like, that like it's like a turret, I assume, that you backline. So that's interesting. Oh, so the first one might be like a frontliner, I'm not sure. Speed kills. Rapid fire champions start at 2 stacks and can go to 20. If you win combat within 18 seconds, gain 2 gold. That's interesting. I feel like this augment sounds terrible, but maybe I'm misvaluing it. Maybe I'm like putting the wrong value on it. Starry Night is back. Cancer, all good. Strategist crest, Street Demon crest, Teaming Up 2, Techie crest, the Chug Bug. Gain a Gragas. So Gragas is a 3 cost bruiser who like heals and throws a cask, and he's your strongest Gragas attacks have a chance to knock back and deal bonus magic damage. His ability heals and powers his next attack. So it's like Gragas hero. It's kind of like Rennie's hero augment. News that when the PBE comes out in like 3 days, and then it's on live April 2nd. He missed some? Wait, did I actually miss some? Oh, tagging spree? I missed tagging spree, thank you. Oh, I missed this too. Support Spire. Okay, sorry. Alright, let me go back. 8 seconds in combat, a Support Spire grants Anima Squad a shield, attack speed, or stuns all enemies. Gain 3 Anima. Bro, Anima sounds like it's gonna be so broken, man. I'm serious. So it looks like a cool trait though. Tagging spree, signature Street Demon hexes grant attack speed, 3 Street Demons, and 2 spray can items that can create signature Street Demon hexes. I mean, that's pretty cool. You can like pick where to put it. Okay, cool. We have the Gragas hero augment. That's a 3 cost hero augment. It's like Brutal Revenge, the set, the Rennie one. Like I obviously it's very different, but like same concept, 3 cost hero augment. Trait tracker transference. When amp champions die, the nearest amp champion gains 1 amp until the end of combat. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. So like it'll buff the rest of the team. Transistor. When Bastion's start of combat bonus ends, 50% of it converts into attack damage and ability power, and they gain 30% attack speed, gain and allow you to jax. I mean, that's interesting. Also note Renekton is a Bastion. He's gonna be Thanos with this thing. Like vertical Bastion, and then you play like some backline. Like maybe there will be like a vertical Bastion, like 6 Bastion. And then you play like you play like Exotech or something. I don't know. Because Jax, Sejuani, Renekton, and then you play Zeri, like a ramping Zeri carry in the back. Like, I could definitely see that being similar to like a couple sets, like Magic and Mayhem, when you would play like 6 Bastion and you play like Callista or Rise in the back and just like Giga stall for them. So that sounds like it could be a little OP. I'll say it. Okay, trial run. Gain an Exotech Golem with a copy of each of your Exotech items that gains health and attack damage per Exotech start level. I mean, that's very cool. It's like a I'm the carry now type. But like also you're probably gonna want to like, there's probably gonna be certain like Exotech items that like are just naturally better for like a golem. So like you probably want to like look out for what the items are. I'm not sure if like you'll be able to see somehow. You probably will. Vampiric Vitality, Vanguard Crest, Wandering Trainer, Warpath, what doesn't kill you worth the wait. Alright. Finally are the Prismatics. Which usually are pretty crazy. Did you TFT in Japan? Can I use my NA account or is it Jover? Oh yeah, I just played on the NA server when I was in Japan, yeah. I did that when my teammates were squirming, actually. Anyway, okay. Exalted Adventurer is back. You actually get 6 rerolls instead of duplicators, which is like definitely worse, I think. Also, why are these called circlets now? Like, isn't this kind of tilting? Anima Squad circlet. Really? Wait, there's a crown right here though. Also, I see something very binary airdrop. Okay, wait. Axiom Arc. Your units gain 15 mana on kill. Gain a completed item anvil. Circlet. Bastion Crown. Oh, look. There's Circlet, which gives a 3 cost. Galio's a 3 cost. But then Bastion Crown gives an item plus an Alawi. Also, this will make it, this in theory will make it more likely for like +1s to show up when like you really want them. If there's Circlets and Crowns. I think. Binary's back, yeah, Binary's back, but it's only 4 champions. Which is like notable. But still pretty crazy. BP, Blazing Soul, Blinding Speed, Blue Battery, gain a blue buff. Your units gain 15 ability power. After casting this ability, gain 10 mana. Okay, this augment was in the game the first set I played and it was so broken. On Seraphine. And other comps. I mean, I feel like this augment is gonna be really good. I mean, just this effect alone is insane. And then when you put a blue buff on them as well. Bro, if you have blue battery Yumi. Wait. Wait, who was the unit with 20 mana? There was a unit that had 20 mana, but dude, even Yumi, right? Like you go to Yumi, she has 30 mana, blue battery, she starts at 10, blue buff, she gets 10 more or 5 more. Like she's like 1 auto to cast or something. Oh yeah, Vex is the 20, right? Yeah, Vex is the 20 mana. Oh, she's 30 mana as well, but like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. All right, Boombot's Circlet and Crown. Again, the distinction is that Circlet gives the 3 cost and Crown gives an item and a 2 cost. That's the difference. Kind of interesting, I guess. But like, I'm assuming if you take a Crown 2/1, you can't find the Circlet again. That would just be too broken. Like, oh no, wait, maybe you can actually. I think you can actually for the ones that aren't like prismatic like traits. But Anima has 10 Anima. I'm assuming you can only get like the Circlet. I don't know how it's gonna work. But it's not like they're just gonna hand out 10 Anima for free from augments, right? Like there's no way. I hope not. Endless hordes. Okay, wait, I skipped a lot. Sorry. Also, I just saw some very disturbing stuff. All right, anyway. Build a Bud, Bulky, yada yada, Call to Chaos, Caretakers, Chemtech Overdrive. Open 3 portals to Zon on random hexes in the second row. Any unit that starts combat in a portal gains health and attack speed and drops 1 gold on death. Okay. Cool Pact. Buying XP costs 6 player health instead of 4 gold. So that augment's back. First Crown is back. Cybernetic Implants, Divinity Core Circlet, and Divinity Core Crown. Dominance. For every 1 surviving champions after winning a player combat game, 1 gold. Gain 16 SP. That sounds really cool. It's like a win streak, right? Like you get a lot of XP so you can be like level 5 instantly, but then you need to win by a lot and get a lot of gold from it. Double Trouble. I don't like the sound of this, man. I do not like the sound of that one bit. I mean, we all know what that does. Dual Purpose. Dude, this augment is always just like so weird. I don't know. I feel like it's so bad, but Dynamo Circle, Dynamo Crown, Endless Hordes. I mean, we know what that does, right? We all know what that does. Executioner Circlet Crown, SSX Circlet Crown, Expected Unexpectedness, Final Pouch. Final Reserves. The first time you will be eliminated, you instead remain alive. After this happens, gain 70 XP and set your gold to 90. Excess gold is converted to SP. Absolute cinema. Not really. I mean, this augment was so broken. But you could also just go 8th with it. Okay, honestly, guys, like, isn't it exciting when you're watching your favorite streamer, like me, and then like you see me take final reserves, and then you're just like praying, that I go 8th, and like half the time I do, or no, and the other half of the time I just win the game, and then you guys are happy for me. Yeah, the black market augments, yeah. You go 8th regardless. Moving on. Flexible, Flurry, Blow, Future Sight 2. You can see who you will fight next. Gain 2 training dummies, each equipped with a Zephyr or Shroud of Stillness. I mean, it's interesting. I'm not sure, like, I don't know. So they can both be Zephyr or they can both be Shroud. I assume that's what it is. I think it's random. Gargantuan Resolve. Gain a Titan's Resolve and another. After 5 player combats, your Titan's Resolves can continue stacking to 45 instead of 25. Their total resist bonus is increased by 20%. Alright, who will this be good on, guys? Like, Garen or Nectin? Maybe Zed. Probably not, though, if I had to guess. It's gotta be like a 3 cost. Like, maybe Rengar. I mean, basically, you guys know it's gonna be broken on someone, right? Like you guys already know. All right. Anyway, I mean, it is prismatic this time around, but it does give a full extra Titans. Like it used to only give 1 Titans, but now it gives 2, and it has this effect as well. So like, we'll see. Going long, gain 4 XP and 15 gold. So they kind of adjusted this, I think. Gain 15 gold? I can't tell if this is like better or worse. Anyway. Circlet Crown, Greater Moonlight. Hard Commit, Hedge Fund, no interest. You have no interest cap. Hello? Didn't they have this on no interest cap like initially, and it was so broken? Like people were just like getting to like 300 gold. High-end shopping is back. Probably black market. A movable object. I'm the carry. Invested. Investment strategy is back as well. Level up. Okay, lifelong learning. What is this? Your units gain health every round. If they survive combat, they gain an additional. Okay, interesting. So it's like you kind of want to win with it, I would assume, because you want to get this bonus. It's also like you probably want to play a reroll with it, I would assume. So Living Forge, Lucky Gloves, Luden's Echo. Every 60 mana spent, your unit's next instance of ability damage deals additional damage to the target and nearby enemy. Okay, wasn't this was also set 7.5, and I think I remember they like you would get like blue buff Luden's Echo, and it would be so broken, right? Oh, it was also a thing in set 8 because I remember Hacker Prankster Zoe was like so good with this, and then I think they removed blue buff that set. It's only a prismatic though. Circlet Crown, Max Cap, 1 buff, 2 buff, yada yada. Pirates. Your units have a rare chance to drop powerful loot when they kill an enemy champion, so this is literally Spoils of War, no? Is Spoils of War gone then? So Spoils of War is still in the game, but Pirates is also aren't these like the same augment though? Maybe it's like maybe it's more rare but more powerful. But it's like pretty much the same augment. Powerful loot, yeah. Pipeline, ticket, quality or quantity. Bro, this augment's back, man. What? Bro, if you get the imagine the Jax hero augment with scoped weapons. Dude, this augment so OP, by the way. Here are the spotlights. Gain a spotlight in the back corner of your board. All units in the spotlight gain damage amp, 20% omnivamp, and 2 mana per second. I assume the spotlight is like multiple hexes, but I'm not sure. Because if this is the bonus for 1 unit in the backline, I feel like it doesn't do a lot. It has to be like multiple, I would assume. Not sure though. Shock Treatment is back as a prismatic. Gain a static shiv and another after 5. Your static shivs grant more attack speed and their chain lightning deals more damage. So it's a prismatic now. It gives another shiv and the effect is stronger. Shopping Spree, Slayer, Circlet Crown, Spoils, Sponging. Did they change this? They did not. Strategist, Street Demon, Subservice, Sword of Overflow, Syndicate, Techie, Think Fast is back. That's cool. Black Market augment, I assume. Tiniest Titan, Tomb Raider, Trifecta, Unstable Evolution. Your champions randomly gain one of the following when they are startup: 300 health, 330 attack speed, 30% AD, or 30 AB. This is interesting, but if you get the wrong stat, you just FF, man. Like, seriously. Like, what if you're playing an AP champ and you just get attack damage twice? You can't play? And it's reroll. It has to be reroll, right? Because like you want to start it up twice. If you're taking this and going level 8, you're only starting up once. It's not good. Upper mobility, Vanguard, Void Swarm, Wandering Trainer. Wandering Trainer got nerfed. It has 2 random emblems. Wait, so this Wandering Trainer is the gold Wandering Trainer now? Sounds terrible. Wise Spending is another black market one. When you reroll your shop, gain 3 SP. I never knew how to use this augment. I was a noob back then. Gotta be like Randuin shape, right? Yeah, like that's what that's what I think, yeah. And then finally, Woodland Charm, your highest health champion is cloned. The clone has 25% bonus health and 30% attack speed. Wait, I need to look at Wandering Trainer 1 real quick. Okay, this has to be a mistake because the Wandering Trainer 1 says it gives 2, and then the Prismatic says it gives 3. Or it's the Prismatic also says it gives 2. So like surely this is a mistake. It keeps up with your board, so yeah, you can adjust it. From what I remember, this augment was like very, very mid, or like not good, but... Alright guys, that's a new set. I mean, I'm so excited, man. They have comps already? Like, oh, these are like comps theorized by Clement. Bro, this shit looks so cool. Street demons, man. Where's the Zaya of Helios? Yeah, like the double Merceman. Bro, yeah. I mean, every set looks fun. But I'm so excited, man. Like, come on. Like, this looks so sick.